Swanson doing that.
Yes.
Cub couldn't tap with his hand. Cub was kicking his feet, trying to get Brian Ortega off of his neck. That's how good he is when he gets something locked up. I grappled Brian Ortega in convention in Anaheim one time. We were showing him the technique I learned from Mark Buchecha, and he was like, "Oh, I know this." And so we started going over it, and I was amazed how slippery he was under me when I was trying to hold him. Now, it was on carpet. No, he didn't tap me. I was actually going to give a problem saying on carpet, so it might have been with Davey. But, dude, it was so slippery off of the back, I really couldn't beat it.
So we're doing a show, right? Ortega and DC were guests on a buddy of mine show, and we're in a commercial break, and they start rolling around on the ground. They come back from the commercial, and my buddy was smart enough to say, no, keep letting him doing it. Come back, I'll talk that up. It was great television.
Yeah, we were just kind of going over this technique. I was like, wow, this kid's, and he's long, especially for a 145-pounder. He's very long.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have the physical strength over somebody like Volkanovski, but you're talking about that jiu-jitsu leverage that you've been training since you're a little kid. And that's where the strength is, right? You look at he doesn't have that jacked look. I mean, he looks in really good shape for this fight in particular.
There we go.
All
right, trade for guys.
But his girlfriend's still got the jiu-jitsu. Anyway, guys, let's move on. I did it.
She just threw us back to the weigh-ins. Martin Snow, we have on this young man.
Yeah, Martin Snow making his UFC debut. He's the longtime protege of Nick Diaz. Been at the Nick Diaz Academy for a very long time. Has fantastic BJ, as you might imagine. You know, has big show experience, so I don't necessarily expect it to overly bright for him. But this is big opportunity. It's a huge opportunity for him.
Sydney, the official weight for Martin Snow.
And excited is he actually has a win over Jeff Neal on the regional scene, so he got some skills. We'll see if he can put out there tomorrow night.
All right, he made weight. Chris Docks, the big fella, coming to the stage here momentarily.
All right, next fighter to scale number 10 of UFC's heavy.
My name's Stokes, fighting in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Out of Martinez, BJJ. They're finishing tomorrow. I'm going to sign up for extra one. And I
gotta sit right. It's hard not to go down and get.
Yeah, brother, Chris, because I know Kyle's done triathlons as well, but Chris, let's go. We'll get you training right one of these things, buddy. We might have to drop down a couple extra pounds.
He won't look like that anymore, but
run that half marathon
231 pounds, the official weight for
Chris can go there and do what he's done in his last 3 fights, the weight and people up for heavyweight. He has got some of the fastest hands in the division. I will say that with confidence. I think we're talking pure speed. I think Chris Docks is one of the fast heavyweights on the roster.
He good too. He looked like lean. You know, not lean, you fella, but
hey,
he knows how to
working with a guy Rich Puller and Dirty big strength and conditioning coach.
Competing live in UFC Fight Pass Saturday night. Jonathan Pierce.
What's up, everybody? This is Jonathan JSP Pierce, fighting at Fight Ready, Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm a relentless fighter with the endless pace. I plan on finishing his fight by KO.
All right, Jonathan Pierce.
145.5. The official weight for Jonathan Pierce.
He's not wrong about that. He's got endless energy and tenacity. He's tall, he's long. 8 wins by KO at 90% finishing rate. Trains with John Kraut in the lab, Arizona. Alumni of Dana White's Contender Series. He had a war with Jake Rosales. He owed him to his side here.
All right, Thomas, thank you very much. Hello down on Jonathan Pierce from Phoenix, by way of Johnson City, Tennessee, little Tri-Cities area up in the northeast corner. As we take a look at...
I'll tell you why that comes to my head later on.
Okay. All right, Alexander the Great, 19 straight wins. Look at the resume of this young man. What a career it's been, and it's hard for me to see him in person, picture him as a 214-pound rugby player, but at one time, that's what he was, and now he's just one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters on the planet, coming in as the featherweight champion. We saw you on Tough. You got to hang around Ortega quite a bit. It seemed like the more you guys were around each other, the less you liked each other.
That's just bound to happen, I think. You know what I mean? Again, spending so much time with each other, getting each other's nerves. That's just a part of it. I guess that's why some people do the show. But, yeah, I enjoyed it. It felt good fun. And yeah, now I'm just eager to get in there and do my thing.
You love to have this underdog mentality, it seems like. Even though you're one of the greatest in the world, even though you're the champ, I feel like you still approach every fight like you're the underdog. Why is that?
Well, just in preparation. You know, I just always tell myself that, you know, what I know now isn't enough. You know what I mean? You need to do more. You know, even though I'm the hardest worker in the gym, but I like the underdog mentality is that as if I'm not, tell yourself that you're not good enough. Like in saying, you're not doing enough. Let's do more. Let's get better. let's know more, get more knowledge, all that type of stuff. That's what I mean when I say that. As in, he could be doing more. As I said, he's not. I know he's not. No one does more than me, you know what I mean? That's it. I know that, but I'll tell myself that, so I'll just keep to my ass.
They say familiarity breeds contempt. I could definitely see that on the show. When you talked about how spending that much time around him also kind of give you insight into like his unprofessionalism. You said you saw weakness. But I know that those teams are talking a little bit. I know that you guys talk with their guys. In addition to seeing the unprofessionalism that you felt like you saw, are there things you feel like you picked up on technique-wise that you didn't know about him beforehand that you could put to use in this fight?
Well, he says the right things. Like you hear him through the show, watch the episodes, and you'll hear him like, he's saying the right things, but I just don't think he really understands them, as much as I do anyway. He has evolved. I'm going to give him credit, like especially his last fight. He showed complete control in range, shot selections, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to give him credit. But, I'm just a whole different beast. And things I did see when we talk about weaknesses, just, the ways, obviously, being late and having, when I say yes, man, he just lets a guy that trains at the gym just come late, rock up whenever he wants, ask him when he's ready, all that type of stuff. But even when I was playing corner with him, and I would hear him say things, I don't even care who wins, because he didn't want to do it. Competition, so exactly. Yeah, he was making excuses nice and early, and I've never played the damn game before. And, you know what I mean? I'm sure he's played it his whole life, but he still was ready to break and give it up just to, just so he had like a safe net. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't trying. That's why I lost. But I've seen little things like that, and maybe I'm looking too much into it. But hey, I take in whatever I can because that's just the guy I am. So I'll just get as much information. I'll use it on the day. And again, I feel like I'm breaking him, so it's little things like that I see in weakness.
Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I want to talk about the hair. A, it looks good. B, and I know you said you did it because Australia's in a very different position COVID-wise. It's hard to get to a barbershop, but is there a little something extra about, like going to battle, shaving your head? Also a little easier to, slip out of guillotines if you ever get in that position.
I'll just say that, yeah. So it was just a lockdown, to be honest. So I regularly get haircuts, and I couldn't. And it was on my mind, like, is it time to do it yet? I don't know, but you're right. I'm going to have it nice and shiny and slippery on the day. But, I'm pretty hard to get into a guillotine anyway. But if we do get there, we're already prepared, and let's go pop it out and then punch his head through the canvas.
And Alex, speaking of how things are in Australia and lockdowns and challenges with you and the team, but you seem to almost embrace that whole grind where you guys only had limited time, you took full advantage of it. What were some of the bigger benefits, even though it wasn't quite the same camp that you're used to? What things did actually play out even better for you in that preparation?
It's not too bad. It was more stress family-wise. Homeschooling, me having to be a bit more selfish, because I'm not a selfish guy, not at all. And, while I'm in camp and, the sessions we do, the training schedule that we have is full on, and my wife wants me recovering and wants me resting, so I can't help out with the kids as much as I'd like. So things like that. So that was more hard on me, but in preparation, in the gym, like our whole schedule was based around my camp.
Right.
Because there's no sessions, there's no other classes, nothing. So I don't need to fit for any wrestling classes, help out at the gym and help out with coaching. I don't need to do nothing. We're there. We've got our guys around ready drilling for my situation. We had Jamie Malaki working his camp as well, but purely just on our camps. The structure of our whole training from freestyle fighting gym was just based around what we need to do for our fight. So it was very, very fight specific every minute of our camp. So I feel like that helped a lot. Where usually I'll do my part. I'll help out the gym. Yeah, exactly. And then I'll help out with coach and all that type of stuff.
Champ, you're a bad boy. I mean, a bad boy. And at some point, you got to get the respect that's deserved. But for me, I want to know about the storyline, right? I like the storyline. I always say I'm a tad bit messy. So yesterday, you guys were sitting up there in the stare down, and Brian Ortega, he looks LA, right? He wears the plaid shirt. He's buttoned up at the top. Every photo you've seen, I'm a guy from LA. But you're telling him, hey, we're all the same, right? Does that annoy you? That's kind of been the thing, right? It's almost like he's the guy from Southern LA. You're an Australian guy, but also, do you think that is a put on a bit, right? To try to convince yourself of how tough you are. I've done this on the streets. I've done this here. You think it's a put on a little bit?
Well,
is that why it annoys you so much?
I see right through that was the best way, but I see right through it. You know what I mean? I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I tried telling him because we're having our words. And he's like, I don't get in that. If you want to say to my face, I'll fight you in the elevator. And I told him, mate, I'll fight you in the elevator too. I fought my whole life. You ain't the only one. I don't even believe half the stories you're telling the world anyway. But like I'm just saying, I go, mate, like we've done it all. I'm a professional. I get to do it in the cage anyway this Saturday.
And get paid.
So why keep running your mouth and be like, I'll do it outside? I go, mate, I'm doing it on Saturday night.
Yeah.
There's your chance. We're getting paid for it as well. So I'll say what I want. If you don't like it, just shut your mouth like you do every other interview anyway, and it doesn't matter. Sorry about that.
Chip, so when you look at Brian Ortega and for the improvements, you guys are different fighters, right? The way that you fight opposed to the way the Korean Zombie fights, different fighter. Do you think that when you're dancing, right, and you're adjusting on the fly, I think the way you process things over the course of a fight, it's magical what you did in round 2 and 3 against Holloway in the second fight, to turn fight in the way that you did. When you're doing your thing in front of him, do you think we see that same guy from Fight Island, or we go back to seeing the Brian Ortega that we saw in the Holloway fight and some of his performances past?
Yeah, man, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to have a game plan. He's going to try and fight at range and shot selections. And what he did with Zombie was great, but as you said, completely different fighter. Zombie just stood there, you know what I mean, and stood at a range, sort of stepped his way in. Every time he wanted to attack, there was nothing in front of it. It was literally stand still and go. Very easy to read. And, and that was Ortega made it look easy. And credit to him for that, but I ain't going to stand still. Like, we know that. Everyone knows that. I am constantly camouflaging all my movements, throwing feints. When am I going to go? Am I going, I commit? No, I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm leg kicking, kicking high with these little legs. I'm jabbing low, whatever, level changes, you name it. Constantly moving. And while I'm processing your reactions, I'm getting information and I'm capitalizing. And, and while all this confusion is happening, I'm picking my shots and I'm playing what's in front of me. So I can do all that while getting reads, where I believe not many fighters can.
We're not going to keep much longer, but I just got to tell you, your energy is much different than championship energy we have gotten as we've done the show. Most Fridays champions are drawn out. They're a little bit more reserved and tired. You seem so in the moment right now, man. I can't wait.
It is a difficult interview to do on the day of wins, and I'm a little juiced up too. Alexander the Great, thanks for coming on, man. Good luck on Saturday night.
Still look a little drawn. I thought it would look that drawn.
Yeah, you do.
Still fresh.
Here's
Still fresh.
Here's a longer look, a deeper look.
See you later.
Alex,
sorry, I'll go around, do the rounds.
We've been lucky enough to get the exemption of training. Wasn't it an easy process, like, compared to the last time? As long as I've got the boys and the bodies to move around and get me in shape and get ready for the fight, that's all good.
As always, Volkanovski and head coach Joe Lopez have taken challenges head-on. As always, Volkanovski and head coach Joe Lopez have taken challenges head-on.
Okay, everyone get ready, get in your positions. Start warming the bike up, 10-second countdown. Let's go.
Now, both physically
Come on, let's go. Good pace, good pace.
and mentally primed for the September 25th title defense against Brian Ortega.
3, 2, quick change. We started slowly and his lungs really recovered, and as you can see, he's back to normal. Turn that hip. I want to feel the hip. Don't give up. Don't give up. 5 seconds. Go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go, active recovery. Alex trains all year round. If anything, when we get into training, we probably train a little bit less than what we normally do, but our sessions are a lot more intense. 30 seconds, let's push it. Let's go, push, push.
I'm fine now. I'm fit.
Head back, head back.
I'm always going to work hard. I'm always going to bust my ass. I'm always going to be in the best shape of my life.
You want to punch hard, it starts here. Double kicks, come on, roll the head. 30 seconds, come on, let's.
Tarantula, 6'3". He's a big dude. He's huge for the division. He's got apparently 200 pet tarantulas. This is crazy. But he got his shot from Dynamite Contender Series. He stopped Max Mustaki, broke his foot. This guy is an incredible athlete. I'm looking forward to seeing him fight.
Another Contender Series, Lemon Jalen Turner.
Andrade.
He wins by
Strawweight.
Prepared for a fight.
But Brian, I believe, is part of it.
And just moments ago, Jessica Andrade, former strawweight champion, stepping to the scale. D. Thomas, what do you have?
And she's got 9 first-round finishes, 8 wins by KO, 7 by submission. She's the only female to have wins in 3 different divisions. She's got 4.
26, the official weight for Jessica Andrade.
4 performance of the night bonuses, 4 fight of the night bonuses. This girl has had a remarkable career. And it's funny that we're on the weekend of the Hall of Fame. I think if she keeps going on this path, she may be looking at Hall of Fame too. And Jalen Turner, the Tarantula, 6'3". He's a big dude. He's
time. So then I kind of just turned to social media. And everyone got behind me, you know, the consulate got bombarded with thousands and thousands of messages and emails and tweets. So they got back to me, got me a date, and I got my visa.
But that wasn't the only trouble that you had. Like, you wasn't even originally on this card. Like, you begged to get on this card.
Yeah, I had to get on this card. So the hardest thing at the moment in New Zealand is getting back to New Zealand. You need a quarantine spot, which is very difficult. And I got my spot in May. So I had in my head that I was fighting on this card regardless. And it came down to like 5 weeks ago, and I was like, have I got an opponent yet? Have I got a date? And he's like, Dan, there's someone in the rankings for you to fight. I said, man, I'll fight someone unranked. So that's luckily that Nasrat stepped up to the plate, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, Nasrat's a very tough opponent, and he's not ranked, and it seems to put a lot of weight on you, so it puts all the pressure on you. How do you feel about fighting a guy that tough that's not ranked, especially in a time where like everybody seems to be trying to protect their record?
Yeah, oh man, I was just so set on the state and so excited to get out there and show the improvements I've made, and I'm just excited to compete. If no one ranked is willing to step up to the plate, then I'm going to fight the best guy I can get my hands on, and that's who Nasrat is. He's the best fighter in the world that I can fight in the last 5 months, or the last fight I've been offered in 5 months. So no one else stepped up to the plate. Nasrat's the best guy. He gets it.
Well, I can applaud what you're doing. I think what you're doing is very heroic. I wish you the best of luck on Saturday. Good, my friend. Handle your business.
Thank you very much.
And Nick Diaz in the building, stepping up to the scale, returning to fight for the first time since 2015. If you saw the press conference yesterday, you could see, listen, this crowd was here for him yesterday. The Diaz army is no joke.
You know, numbers don't lie. In 24 hours after the countdowns were released,
185.5, the official weight for Nick Diaz.
the title fights at a high number were 150. Diaz is over 1 million, right? So the numbers don't lie. This guy's a star. And I spoke about this on my show the other day. I go, hey, we know he's a star. We know he's still viable. Can he still fight? Can Diaz still fight after 6 years? That's the question that we'll be able to answer very quickly on Saturday night.
Well, what about the weight change to come up to middleweight to 185? It was a request from Diaz's camp. Who do you think that benefits more, Lawler or Diaz?
I mean, Diaz, because Robbie's so professional that Robbie had shrunk the body to get down to 170. And Nick would have made the weight too. But the reality is, I think it boiled down to he just didn't want to do it. He just decided he didn't want to do it, right? And he understands that he's, right, numbers don't lie, as I just said. I got to stay on this fight card. I just don't want to do it no more. Robbie's the B-side. Robbie's going to agree to this. So why not? You know, this has happened to a lot of us before. Only works for the Diaz's.
Well, but the ironic thing is that when you look at the numbers,
nah, I'm not going to.
I don't really want to do that. Yeah, well, you're not fighting.
This was a pick'em until it moves up to middleweight, and now Lawler's the minus 145.
And that's my point. I think I don't know that it works in Robbie's favor, but I think it says something about the state maybe that Nick Diaz is in coming in this fight. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, you know, it's like you say, not that long ago, this was at 170, and all of a sudden it's at 185. That's a bit of a red flag to me.
Do you think confidence is lost there? Do you think he's thinking that if he made that weight that he's going to lose a step because it's been so long?
No, I don't think it has to do it. I think it was just him waking up on the day saying,
I don't want to do it.
I just don't want to do it.
You heard it in his press conference because when he talked about, you know, hating his love-hate relationship with fighting, a lot of it has to do with, hey, I've lived my whole life thinking about what I'm eating every single day when I'm in a fight camp.
And also he said, a quote was, whoever set this up is so stupid. I should be only fighting Kamaru Usman. Right, so in his mind, he's thinking, I should be fighting the belt. Why would I go down to the weight if I'm not fighting the champion? I think that is what happened. I don't think for a second Diaz is out of shape. I think he just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right. Cody Brundage walking to the scale right now. This is super short notice, coming in on just 3 days' notice. Laura was talking about this earlier. James Krause is going to be in Brundage's corner, DC.
Yeah, because Mark Montoya, coach at Factory X, is hunting and is getting no phone service. So who steps in? Super James Krause, super coach,
185.5.
who's there for
Usually
everybody.
for
Now, the
Cody
one thing
Brundage.
that makes me excited about this fight is in the fight between Maximov and Brundage, both good wrestlers. And what happens when they both can wrestle? They start to strike.
Look at this reign of terror. Valentina Shevchenko during her flyweight tenure has been absolutely dominant. My goodness. And she is kind enough to join us on set after making weight. Valentina, so dominant. When you look at those numbers, is it difficult to stay motivated? Because unlike, say, Volkanovski, who loves to look at himself in an underdog role all the time, that's kind of difficult to do for you, I would imagine.
Not at all, because I know that competition in my class is very strong, and to keep the place where I am right now, I have to work very hard. This is what I do day by day.
When you watch Lauren Murphy, what is it as she's weighing in right now and walks to the scale? Obviously very durable, coming in on a 5-fight win streak, but what do you see when you watch her?
I know that she's kind of like bigger fighter in 125, and she's
125, the official weight for Lauren
When
Murphy.
I fought in
and that
Houston a
makes
couple
the
years
Women's
ago,
Flyweight Championship
and
fight
it was kind of like pre-fight night. No, it was like tomorrow days, and she was like training and looks like training for a long time, and she was happy that she was in 135. So it means that she's cutting a lot. So she's kind of like bigger fighter. But I know exactly that I fought like 135 in even bigger fighters, and it's kind of like normal for me. And I know what I have to do tomorrow, and I'm ready for this because I was training very hard for this. And everything that I will do, it's towards the victory.
You make our jobs as analysts both very easy and very hard at the same time, because we're trying to talk about fight. We want to talk about both sides, right? The possibility of how someone could win. When it comes to you, it becomes very hard to tell that story sometimes on the other side of things. But this is where sometimes we have surprises. You have by far the most complete game in all of women's MMA. But when you look at Lauren's game, is there anything that you see, I'm not going to say that poses you a challenge, but what would be the one area where you think, okay, that's maybe one thing I need to look out for, or that's something at least it's on my radar. Maybe I'll put it that way.
It better say that my mind, my brain is work like this, as I have to watch any of my opponents and think I have to be careful of everything. Yeah. Because it's MMA. It's kind of like, even when you are not expecting something, it can land, right? That's why it's better be prepared and be ready for it and never got it. And it's kind of like what I see and what I do when I train. I train for everything. So I have to be worried about anything.
Valentina, you constantly seem to be traveling and exploring different things and different training methods, and it doesn't seem to matter where you're at in the world, you find a way to train. And do you attribute that a lot to your success? I mean, you could be in a forest, I've seen you doing some spinning back kicks on trees. Are you one of those people that when you wake up, one of the first things on the agenda is when am I getting my workouts in no matter what I'm doing?
I think that my number one, what I really look for in my training, and not to be comfortable in the trainings. That's why kind of like when you are traveling and you don't have like your gym where you know everything, where you are comfortable to train, you have your training partners, but still you are able to find the way how to prepare in your best like shape. It means that like that's fine. This is what I'm looking for.
And since you're always working out, you're shooting guns, doing things that are dangerous and intimidating, what's the softer side of Valentina?
Softer side.
We've been showing these videos, Brian Ortega and Tracy Cortez, so we got to find the softer side. So in your downtime, what's your favorite thing to do when you're relaxing?
I very like to cook. Yeah, I enjoy like my time to cook.
I think you said sweets too. You have a sweet tooth, I think.
I do. Thank you. I enjoy a lot to not only eat, right? Because for me, cooking, it's like the whole ceremony. It's kind of like you're preparing food, you earn the, like good vibes with your friends, and then definitely, yeah, you enjoy like the whole process. So it's kind of like for me, my time where I relax, like a soul relax.
Valentina, for a long time, I've been a fan, and a while back.
Better be.
Oh, geez. Like, you don't even want to believe how high regard I hold her in. But I was able, when I first started doing detail on ESPN Plus, one of the first episodes was Valentina Shevchenko. And I focused a lot on your counter-striking. But lately, you've been more willing to take the lead. When we went back to the Holly Holm fight, you were standing back. Everything she did, you countered. But the last time against Andrade, you took the fight to her. Is this something that you're doing on purpose? Is this a plan? Or are you just kind of really had to get outside of the comfort zone of just standing back and being a counter-strike and allowing for someone like Amanda Nunes to essentially steal 2 fights on activity?
It all depends of my opponent. It all depends their fight style, and it's kind of like I train both. I train counter-strike. I train attack. I train wrestling, and it's kind of like everything. But what I will use in the fight is all mostly depends of my opponent.
You know, so when you look at Lauren Murphy, right, and she kind of plods forward at times, and she's a bit flat-footed. When you look at the fight and you visualize it, as most fighters do, how do you see this going and ending on Saturday night?
It's a very interesting question. It's kind of like hard to predict because I know for sure I will go for the victory. This is number one. And I know for sure when I will see the whole, when I will see I can finish the fight, I will finish it. No matter how I'm going to do it, like submission, knockout, KO, like whatever. But everything that I know, I will go for the victory.
She's never been finished before. Is that something that you're cognizant of? I mean, you're always going for the finish, but is that something where, you know, you win and it goes to decision, that's great, but you want to finish her to be the first one to ever do that? Is that something even possible?
You know, I was in all years was what I'm competing and what I learned in martial arts, you cannot go, I want to do knockout, I want to do submission, because more harder you want it, it's more probably you're never gonna get it. So if you go with the flow, you can have it. But if you go for it, you're gonna freeze.
Right.
Because you are preparing just one out, and you will lose your all your arms. In the time when you can throw like everything, you're gonna look just for one punch, and it's gonna kind of will limit you in your game. That's why I'm not looking for just one. I look for whatever will strike out from me.
The harder you want. It sounds like my dating life as a kid. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Champ, lately it's been win a fight, get a title fight, right? Because you've beaten everybody. So the win streaks have not been long to get to the championship. At what point did you start to look at Lauren Murphy and go, this will be one of the people I fight? Or it took so long, it seemed as though the UFC was hesitant to grant her that title fight. She got to 5. But at what point did you start to look at Lauren Murphy as a potential title challenger?
As I know, as I heard, she was almost like over there, like we almost was scheduled to fight, but it was kind of like her things that did something, like I don't know what, maybe she didn't want, and it shows that she's kind of like not wanting it that much to like that fight. But when I started to look at her as the opponent, after I signed the contract.
Oh, that was it, right? So when she was winning all these fights in a row, you didn't go, hey, I think Lauren Murphy's like getting close.
No, it's kind of like every time watch all contenders in my weight class, and I kind of like look them. I know who they are and like what their strikes, but it's not the thing when you're look very carefully. But when you start to look, analyze, and study, and all these things, it's like going after I sign the contract and I see the name.
Okay.
Valentina, you have faced off with many challengers for this belt. You've challenged for the 135-pound belt. You've done a lot of stare downs and a lot of face-offs with some of the baddest women on the planet. Do you take any stock in what you feel from your opponent when you do these media press things, or when you guys actually get to face off, for example, today at weigh-ins? Do you sense any energy from your opponents? If so, you feel any confidence, lack of confidence? Because you're definitely that person at the top of the mountain that's going to be feeling pressure when they face off with you. Can you sense that from your opponents?
You can sense kind of, but not all. Yes, because sometimes you feel a lot of confidence in them,
right,
like in this like face-off, like angry view or something like that. But it's kind of like undercover.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can feel, sometimes you can't, but partially, I would say.
Outside of the octagon, you asked what she likes to do. You like to cook a lot. We've also seen you inside the octagon after you win, these great dances that you do. I mean, this is one of my favorite things when you win a fight, the dances inside the octagon. So we're going to have a little activity. Would the three of you just kind of go over there to the screen for a minute?
DC, over here, please. Over here.
As we take a look at
this is the celebration dance. We have to do. I will have to come back to the studio
Paul,
and do it
DC over here.
after the fight. Let's keep this part for now. Let's keep this for now because it's like celebration dance.
That's
Am I doing this?
Oh yeah,
Dan?
we're not
You're doing
doing it,
the dance.
Valentina. We wouldn't do
you're
that.
doing
We're doing something.
No,
Oh my God.
I don't know if we want to
Dance?
see DC
Over here?
dance. But there are some
Over here?
tutorials for some of
This
these
is your dance floor?
these dances that we've
the
seen
weigh-in studio?
on
Dance
Instagram.
studio.
Guys, look at
Oh, I'm taking
look at the
this.
screen up here. See the
I
little
see.
X?
Yeah.
And this is a big thing on Insta and
watch the video.
TikTok now. Here's an example of a dance, right? That people are doing.
Okay.
Look at this.
Oh.
Oh my
Look at the
gosh,
footwork.
you guys.
That is so easy. It's nothing, right, Valentina?
But it's not
can
that.
barely
It's
see
not
it.
my dance. It's
No,
not
I know that's
Evan.
not your dance. Your dance is much better. This is a little more
can
challenging
see
for them.
Oh,
We're gonna go.
God.
You guys have to watch this. It's kind of a tutorial here that we're doing.
So
for you.
touch, switch, switch,
Yeah, that's it.
touch,
That's impossible.
switch.
Little cross-leg switch, right?
Well, which
Boom.
foot goes down? The front foot goes down. Front foot goes down.
Yeah. Walk yourself through it. Valentina, you're going to be our judge here, okay?
Oh,
The
God.
best and the worst. We're going to start with the
I
young.
love how you're hiding behind me.
So the recently retired Paul Felder will kick things off here.
All right.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
RJ, can we move this back so we can give Valentina a
Wait.
good view of these dance skills?
So,
God.
wait, which one is the X face?
Now you better go,
right?
Paul.
This is so bad.
Wait, hold on.
Oh my goodness, he was good.
It's that Muay Thai footwork.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty good.
Get in there.
Yeah, crank
Should we
the
go
music.
1 through 10 or should we
crank
go letter
it.
grade?
Crank it. Okay, wait for the beat. Where's the beat? They took the music away.
Oh, no.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, huh?
Wait, is this the foot?
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Your front
Valentina,
foot comes back.
What front cuts back?
walk us through what you're seeing here. Skill perspective.
It's more look like a Russian dance.
Yeah,
That's Valentina's dance.
Laura has 2 left feet, man.
Oh, Lord,
It's
really good.
Let's
It's
go,
like that
DC.
old Kansas City
do
barn
it.
dance,
I
like
can't do
swing
it.
dancing.
Other way, DC. Face that foot forward, I think.
Hey, listen. Hey, drop my music, man. Come on.
Oh, God.
It's all over.
Shut up.
This is not massage.
Look,
How bad
this
is
is
this?
nice. Valentina. Valentina, this is champion stuff right there, right now. I'm doing it, no looking.
You're gonna nail it.
Oh my God.
I've never done this before. I've never even seen it.
Valentina didn't say a word when DC
Paul
was dancing
killed
out of
it.
respect. She didn't say a word.
No.
Here,
No positive things to
because
say.
I'm a judge. I have to judge,
it's like
right?
here, 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 here.
All right, yeah, play the music. Yeah, let's play it.
He's got a mic in his hand and everything.
Okay.
Oh, D.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
D.
think D can put it all
You got
together.
it.
D.
You got
Oh, my goodness.
That's all I got.
Amazing. All 5. 5 is the highest point. Everyone is 5.
I
She's too nice.
think, Valentina, you have to give me the best and the worst. Just the best
she's
winner,
gonna hate this.
and then
She's
last
nice.
place.
Let's make it fair. Laura, she is a winner.
Oh! See, this is how she get about. Right?
That's exactly how she wins every
Okay,
time.
Valentina, we've picked a winner, and I don't necessarily disagree with Senko. I think he might be a little jaded.
Valentina, you know what you just did?
What?
She got the belt.
She gets my title.
She got the belt.
This is crazy.
Now, can I ask you who's the worst?
Will you
Who was the worst?
DC?
No, I won. I won that.
You're not gonna do that? Okay.
I guess
I'm
RJ.
taking-
I'm bet on judging, and I bet on offending people. No.
All right. I have no problem offending people. DC, you're the worst, so you have to spin the wheel.
Yeah.
You lose the belt, and you have the least
It's like
rhythm
this happens
entire
all the
set.
time.
Hey, Valentina, thank you so
Valentina.
much. Thanks for putting up
Thank
with all
you.
our shenanigans. Good luck tomorrow night. Looking forward to seeing you fight.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, I spun it.
Oh, let me come over here and spin this.
Oh, you don't want to spin it? You want
No,
Valentina
I'll
to spin it
spin
for
it.
you?
I'll spin it.
Valentina,
No,
can you
no,
spin
no,
this
no.
for me, champ?
She's good.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Valentina.
Nothing too crazy.
Oh, I hope it's good.
Oh,
Sing a song. You got
Sing a
this.
song. I got this.
Look.
I would like you to sing the Star Spangled Banner, sir.
Oh, he's not gonna know the words. Don't.
That's
The
the
Star
best
Spangled
part.
Banner. The Star Spangled
Yes,
Banner.
that is our national anthem.
The national anthem.
That's the national anthem. Yes.
I can't remember
Yeah.
the national anthem right now.
Oh, say, can
Oh.
you see?
All right.
Etc.
Well, could you tell me a little bit?
Oh, say.
Yeah. Everybody stand, please.
I'm gonna put my hand over my belt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming?
Whose broad
stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Here we go.
And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the
brave.
That was strong. Goosebumps. That was strong. Goosebumps. That was strong.
Feeling it toward the end there.
Yes.
All right. Gosh, man, it's hard. I just want to stand up now for a little while. Stand at attention as we take a look at some of the weighing results from the early prelims. Everybody making weight so far. We move on to the prelims. They're going to be on ESPN News. And the good news is, I don't believe we've had anybody miss weight so far. We haven't been with everybody because we've been doing some unbelievable interviews. And now the main pay-per-view card. Our championship fights are set. Waiting on Rosenstrike, Blades, and Robbie Lawler. And Roxanne Modafferi, Happy Warrior, is with Dean Thomas right now.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday. How am I doing?
Good.
I'm doing good. So it's your birthday. How you feeling?
I feel awesome. I'm so happy, and thank you for this opportunity. And I caffeinated and I just cut weight, and I'm just super happy and excited. It's my birthday and I'm fighting in the UFC.
Well, you know, I always tell the story that me and you were born in the same city. There's one hospital in that city, so we were born in the same hospital.
Isn't that awesome?
It's an amazing stat.
Yay, Delaware.
So you got Talia Santos coming up. What do you know about her?
She seems very well-rounded, strong. I think that my game plan is going to work well on her. So you're going to see a glorious battle tomorrow.
I love the energy, and it's so very like anime. You're kind of a, and I don't want to use this in the wrong way, but kind of a nerd, right?
Heck yeah.
Tell me about it.
Oh, I'm proud nerd. Otaku. You know, I take inspiration from the superheroes, especially the anime superheroes, and I can feel the energy. Just, yeah, I feel good, and I'm excited.
Well, one thing I know is it is like your almost 50th fight, your 49th fight. Yeah, how does that feel?
Dude, it feels amazing. You know, I'm breaking records. I think I have the most MMA fights out of all females in the world. I'm super excited, and I just feel I've worked hard for this, so it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that your name sometimes gets lost in that conversation of pioneers for women. So how's that feel? You are a true pioneer for all of women's MMA and one of the most experienced fighters on this card, not just women, but of all the fighters on this card.
I do think that's true. You know, I'm not the best and the strongest, but I've fought a lot, and I've had some exciting, awesome fights, and I'm proud of myself for that.
As you should be. Well, I'm going to let you go in and rehydrate, get back to work. I know you got a big fight tomorrow. Best of luck to you, and I can't wait to watch.
Thank you so much.
And back to you guys, DC, make sure you shine my belt for me.
Y'all tripping, man.
How about little T-City Sizzle? He is looking for the belt. Second time he has had
a fight.
Series 2.
To compete.
Right?
This is something was
just corner.
Veins, and she was
Stay mode. Weighing.
And like it's
we have surprises. You would check.
Yeah. Because it's MMA. It's kind of like even when you are not expecting something in, it can land, right?
It's a little more packed than last time when I seen you guys in Abu Dhabi, so it's different.
You were such a it was like a perfect fight for you against the Korean Zombie. Very, very technical, very different than your fight against Axe the time before. Is that what you plan on bringing into the Octagon this time, or are you going to change something up?
No, 100%. Always looking to bring a better version of myself out. You know, it's going to be hard to top that one, but we're going to have a crowd. You know, it's going to be, you're going to feel a different type of aura, energy, and then I'm going to be able to feed off of it.
And Brian, you know, you really showed in the countdown the physical preparation that you really started to add in strength and conditioning. What finally clicked for you to say, I got to change things, I've got to go in and become more of not just a fighter, which we've seen, you know how to finish fights, whether it's in the first minute of the fight or in the third round of the fight, but now taking it more serious to be an athlete. So how much has that paid off for you as well? I mean, we saw it in the last fight.
Life is good this way.
Yeah.
When I think about what I used to do in the past and what I'm doing now is completely different. I look at myself and I go, dude, how can I go and put in such hard work to then go eat Jack in the Box and then just be careless and reckless, right? When you don't know any better, you don't know any better. You know, I had some people tell me like, yo, bro, you're going about it the wrong way. I'm like, did you see my last fight?
Yeah, right.
I won, right? If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
And then finally when I lost, then that's when I realized there's levels to this. I can do this if I want to be top 15, even maybe top 9, 8, 7. But if I want to be top 5 and I want to be the champ, I have to do all the extra little things that you don't want to do or the people that don't do. And you have to dive in deeper. And then that's when we dove in deep and we started hiring a group of people who are specialists in what they do.
Yes, they had the stare down. It's noticeably different than when you guys used to interact before. You say things like you'd have no bad vibe towards Volkanovski, but every time you guys are in close proximity, it seems as that. How are you feeling about Alexander right now? Because if you tell somebody we fight in the elevator, but then you fight on Saturday, it can't be all good, right? So how are you feeling about him tonight on the eve of the fight?
It's when you talk shit, right? When you talk shit to someone, I'm like, yo, what did I really do to you? Like, it can't be that I was late. Like, come on, like, what's up? Like, what's bothering you? Are you trying to sell the fight? What's really bothering you? So I told him, if you got a real issue, get at me in person. If you really wanted to fight, like you hate me so much, that's why I said I don't give a fuck. Like we'll fight wherever you want. And then even yesterday I told him, bro, look, even right now, you threw the first stone. I stayed quiet. I'm here. I'm chilling. You're the one throwing the first stone, not me. You're the one that's got an issue with me, not me. Or like I don't got an issue with you. But now you want to talk shit, like, fuck it.
You think he's trying to draw out an emotion, like make you emotional in regards to the way you approach the fight? Because last fight, there was no bad feeling between you and the Zombie, and look at how you fought. Do you think maybe he's trying to play on that and trying to draw out that anger?
That's what I think it is. You know, I think it is. I think he saw me kind of act unprofessional, right? When I did that incident right with my last opponent, all that bullshit that happened there. Because I'll tell you what, he came up to me in the club and shook my hand.
Yeah.
After he was already champ. He walked up to me in the club and said, hey, bro, like, nice to meet you, this and that. He was all friendly. And then all of a sudden we get here, now he's different, so.
So you feel like part of that animosity is a little bit of a front on his end. What, you know, as you're filming the show, it's a long process, right? Your team's mixing with his team a little bit. You guys are spending a lot of time around each other. He said he felt like he picked up on stuff from you, the unprofessionalism, whatever that was. Did you observe things about him, whether it be his habits, the way he trains, or even technique, you know, that you heard about from his team that you feel like you're going to be able to use in this fight?
You don't really pick up nothing from people on the show, you know, unless you sat there and you watched my training sessions and you saw the way I teach, and you saw the way I break down fights. That's the only way you would see things. Other than that, you can't really tell too much about people on their personality-wise, right? The goal was to work 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night. My team worked out 2 hours and 2 hours every day, no matter what time it started ever. We worked out for 4 hours a day. So when you look at getting the job done, I get the job done. My team trained 4 hours a day. Even right now, my weight was professional, 144 pounds, 1 pound under what I'm supposed to be at. When it counts, I make it count. But when you have the checklist on what you got to do and what you got to make happen, I do it.
Brian, you and I rolled around on the ground back in 2019 in a convention. Anaheim, right? And I realized how slippery you can be on the ground. How much time do you think you guys are going to spend on the ground in this fight? Do you think Alexander will try to take you down? They say a wrestling base will kill a jiu-jitsu game. But when I felt you, I can feel that there's danger in there. Do you think that your guys are going to spend extended parts of time in this fight on the ground?
No.
You don't think they'll play a game?
No. You'd be stupid too. I think that everyone knows you don't go to the ground with me.
I kind of got the feel myself. I'm a big guy, you know, like, you don't play with this dude on the ground.
You know what I'm feeling right now?
What's that?
It's getting hot.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Got a sack.
Oh, yeah. That's
coming in.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there's
Brian's like, what is
some
happening?
fun stuff I've been seeing.
Look,
there it is. Brian Ortega. Oh, man.
Bro,
my goodness.
Come on,
I'm
man.
off core here.
I mean, Brian.
You guys need an OnlyFans account as
so
a couple.
here's the thing. Two people that good looking.
It's not fair.
I was saying this to you guys. I was saying this to Dan Hellie. Not everybody's as good looking as Brian, Tracy, and myself. So like for the people like Hellie, right? For the people like Hellie, we gotta kind of keep our sexiness behind closed doors because it makes them not feel so.
It makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, I know. It's been a long, hard road for me, guys.
It shows.
You got a fight coming up, right?
No, I pulled out my ankle. I hurt my ankle pretty
Well,
bad. Oh, sorry.
Team Ortega gets ready for tomorrow night.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. You guys are too cute for this planet. I tell you what, it's awesome. And it's kind of nice to have someone who understands the game in your life, like for both of you. That's huge, I feel like.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm blessed.
Yes, you are.
All right, these two need to get off the set.
Yeah, I know.
They need
Cue the sexy music again as Brian Ortega exits. There it is.
Tracy, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. All right, they're ready, and we're ready for another look at Volkanovski and Ortega coming up on Saturday.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to everybody for making it here. It's the 29th season of The Ultimate Fighter, and we got two bad this season to coach you guys. Volkanovski and Ortega will be your coaches.
We'll have the coaches for the next part. It's weird to see the person you're fighting when you're not fighting them. When you see your blood still boils, and I start sizing them up, obviously, like, all right, this I was supposed to get down with. Then he starts to talk.
Apologies for Ortega making us all wait the last 15, 20 minutes, but all right, we can get going now.
You're on my time.
On your time, huh?
Yep.
Oh, the man, all right. Here we go.
I tore my MCL.
So you're out?
Yes, sir.
What are you so happy and chirpy about? So this is what we've been waiting on the whole time. You've been laughing like nothing's going on. Shows you how much of a piece of you are.
I'm not a guy who's gonna sit there and like let someone talk to me.
On true colors.
Would a good coach let an injured fighter fight?
Hey? No, I'm not talking about that.
So
I'm talking about that.
So shut up.
It was great, you know, great opportunity to coach. Hands up, hands up. That was definitely different, but
Beautiful. Scrappy, get up.
get to the cage. Knowing that I don't like Ortega,
Well, I didn't mount it.
that obviously adds to it as well. Some things that he would say and do,
I will blow you guys up by myself.
you know, it just made me feel like he's a spoiled little brat.
Earlier we went 4-0, right now 4-0.
This he means nothing right now.
Hey, mate, you're just a person, eh? Your boys did well. Remember, your boys did well. You didn't do messing with our car.
Let me put your car on jacks, and then we gave him a different type of transportation.
What the Then crying to the producer not to touch his car. I'm like, who does that? That's why I've been giving him the nickname Little Princess.
For TV appearances and beyond, the once friendly rivalry became heated as the reality of an impending showdown settled in.
If you're gonna go to war with me, you're kind of.
I don't let you just do your thing. That's not how I fight. You are fighting my fight. I can't wait to go out there and put my hands on it. My confidence is a whole nother level where winning's just not enough. You know, when we're in the octagon, there's no way out.
Time to work.
You know what I mean? Well, I got you in an uncomfortable position. You can't cry to producers. You can't cry to mummy. You know, that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna be on you paving heading, you know what I mean? That's it.
There we go.
You know, I'm gonna put that pressure. You know, I'm gonna be putting beating on you.
Volkanovski is a decision fighter. I don't play the decision game. I go in there and I get in your face and I want to bang it out.
He has evolved as a fighter, but is it enough? No.
Go. Yeah.
One thing that stays consistent is we fight. And the plan is get in there and destroy this man at all costs.
You're gonna get a have a show and a fight. I'm going out there with the West. Exactly what's gonna happen.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna crumble Ortega, the Little Princess, and I'll put him away.
Thank you, boys. All right, man. Thanks for being a part of this.
Let's go.
Looking forward to that one, and looking forward to our heavyweight fight during the prelims.
For being a part of this.
I'm gonna
At all costs.
You're gonna get a hell of a show and a fight. I'm going out there to put you away, and that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Shamil Abdurrahimov weighing in.
Yeah, another fantastic representation of the wave of Dagestani fighters. He's had a tough time getting to a fight, guys. Just 5 fights canceled in the last couple of years. So I know he's ready to go out there and make a big statement tomorrow night. He's got hammers in his hands, 9 wins by knockout, 10 first-round finishes. So he's ready to get some work done here.
Indeed, he is, as we wait on the official number.
258, the official weight for Shamil Abdurahimov.
All right, 258 for Shamil, and Dean Thomas with his opponent, Philadelphia police officer Chris Dawkins.
And now I am standing alongside with the one and only Chris Dawkins. I know you got a birthday coming. I fought on my birthday once. How's it feel fighting on your birthday?
It's the first time doing it, so I can't treat it like it's anything big. It's just another day. I got a job to do in there, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, Roxanne just had a birthday. Her birthday's today, and I sung her happy birthday. I'm not gonna sing you happy birthday. Yeah, good. I'm not gonna do that. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna talk about your career. And one thing that everybody knows about you is your speed that you have, the speed, your hand speed. What do you attribute that to?
Just training with little guys throughout my whole career. My coach is a 145, so everything I've been training with them. I've only recently started training with heavyweights, like within the past couple of years. So it's really good to actually like have a big body to move around. But I attribute everything to the way he brought me up with coaching and how I have to be, faster than absolutely all the heavyweights because we're big and slow. So.
Well, I got a question too. Like, you from Philly? Yeah. Why Philly fighters so mean?
It's a city of brotherly love.
Ain't no love in Philly.
Definitely not. We love you if you're from Philadelphia, but we have high expectations. It's a tough place, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love that city.
Now you're fighting Shamil. That's fight.
If you're from Philadelphia, but we have high expectations. It's a tough place, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love that city.
Now you're fighting Shamil. That fight has gotten pushed back for quite a few times. What do you think about that, and how do you feel now going into it?
I'm actually just happy that, I'm here, I weighed in, so I'm just waiting to make sure that he was in. There was some delays earlier. We were supposed to fight in July, and it got moved back a whole week. There was things out of my control, obviously, with everything going on with COVID. I don't know why he hasn't fought in 2 years, but I'm just really glad that he's here and actually can make that walk tomorrow night.
So how do you get it done tomorrow night?
With fast hands, just coming out there quick. I don't think he can keep up with me. I'm going to touch him. There's no doubt that I'm not going to be able to touch him. And, I'm going to touch him. And if he can stand up for 15 minutes, congrats to him. But, as you've seen in here, 3 people couldn't do that. So
I like your confidence. Best of luck to you tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
DC, my belt. Back to you guys.
Dino, thank you. Lucky Lauren Murphy, look inside the numbers. Man, has she been fighting well, coming in on a 5-fight win streak, the biggest fight of her career, obviously on Saturday night against Valentina Shevchenko, the women's flyweight champion. Lauren Murphy, enough to join us now. And I guess my first question is, have you prepared any differently going into this one, in the battle against somebody like Shevchenko?
No, I've been preparing with my team. We're going to keep doing what got us here. I've been winning. I've been looking great in all my fights. And so we're going to keep preparing the way that's been getting me ready for the past fights. The only difference is this is a longer fight potentially. So we've been doing 5 rounds in the gym instead of 3. But I've been working with some really great partners. I feel really comfortable with the game plan that we have set. I trust my coaches. I trust my conditioning. Trust myself. I'm ready to go do this.
I've been watching you fight for a long time, all the way back to the Invicta days, and it's amazing to see you here in this moment. Talk about that underdog role, because while I think it makes some people nervous, I sense that you have this freedom in that, right?
Yeah.
You've been in this role before, and there's a freedom to that can allow you to go out there and perform to your greatest potential.
Oh yeah, exactly. I've been the underdog most of my career. I love it. There's just no other. There's no other way for me to be, you know what I mean? And this is where I fit, this is what I do, and this is where I want to be. All the pressure is on the champion right now, She has so much expectation on her, go out and look perfect in every moment of this fight. And if I can just poke a hole in that facade, I think I can really start doing some damage. So I wouldn't ever want to be in a position where people are putting me up on a pedestal and expecting me to be superhuman at all moments, because that's a lot of pressure. So I'm happy to be the underdog. I'm happy to be free to just be myself. I feel like I have everything to gain in this fight, and I'm going to go get it. I'm going to get after it.
And speaking of going and getting after Laura, you talk about this underdog role. Do you feel that you gain a sense of power from that she's got so much, attention on her? Oh, she's so strong in this division. Nobody's going to beat her. Do you feel that it gives you a sense of power to go in there and have that underdog role? Do you enjoy being in that spot?
I think you can find power no matter what your position is or no matter what people think of you. So it's your perception, my perception of my role, and whether or not I can take power from that. But yeah, I like being the underdog. I think it's cool. But you know, everybody, it always looks impossible until it's done. Everybody's unbeatable until somebody goes out and beat them. You know, so that's why we love MMA. That's why we like this sport, right? Because
unpredictability
and upsets happen. And I think everybody loves an underdog. I think everybody would love to see me win this weekend, because it would really say something to the regular person at home that perseverance counts as much as talent. You know what I mean? And I think everybody wants to know that. They want to see that. They want to know that that's true. And I think that's why people really root for the underdog. And so this one's for everybody out there that's ever been an underdog.
Lauren, I'm telling you, if you were to win this fight on Saturday, the place would be absolute bananas. You're right. When you say people would go crazy, they would. Now, I've called your fights, and I've talked to your opponents, and every single time, Lauren's this, Lauren's that, Lauren's not fast enough, Lauren's not this. It's all, but then every time the fight starts, you stymie them, right? They seem lost, they seem confused, and they don't really have the answers. We talked to Valentina earlier, and she said, I asked her, how long have you seen Lauren as a potential title challenger? She goes, only after I signed the contract. Is that long enough to prepare for the game that you bring? Because I'm certain this whole run you've been watching Valentina, even though you're beating everybody else.
Oh, sure. But the thing I think my opponents don't expect is that I'm better every time I step in the octagon. They can base their opinion of me on the last fights they've seen me fight, but I'm not the same fighter when I'm walking in there to face them. So they don't know what they're getting themselves into. They think they do. They have expectations on who they're going to be facing and what I'm going to be like. And then I'm going to exceed their expectations every time, because I'm getting so much better between fights. And everybody can see that. I mean, everybody can see how much better I've gotten in the last several years, how much better my stand has gotten, how much quicker I've gotten. I've always been extremely physical, and I think that always takes people by surprise. They say like, oh, she's strong, but they don't know it until...
It's literally what everybody says. Well, she's a big fighter.
She's big, she's strong, she's physical, yeah, but then they get in there and they feel it and they go, oh,
yeah,
I didn't know it was going to be like this. This is different than what I thought. And good luck preparing for that. Good luck, ladies. You know, the last 5 women that I have fought thought that they knew what they were getting themselves into. They thought I was a beatable opponent. They thought they had my number. They thought they were going in there to win those fights, and every time they were wrong.
You know, I love that there's so much talk about you being the underdog primarily because of Valentina, but you're third ranked in this division. You're third in the world, right? So you've earned it. You've won 5 fights in a row. What do you take from the last 4 wins that you can apply in this fight? Or can you do that because she's so different than all of your former opponents?
Well, my confidence is getting higher and higher. I'm believing in myself and my team more. We've done our last 5 fights together. The first fight was against Mara Borella in 2019. And that was the first fight kind of with this new team that I put together around me. And it was kind of like a Jesus take the wheel moment. It was like, okay, I'm going to trust these guys. I'm going to do what I do. And then I went out there and got a knockout, and I felt great. And I was like, okay, let's keep going. And every fight I've gotten so much better. And these are tough fights we're talking, tough women in the division that I've been facing. And it's given me a lot of confidence to know I can go in there and I'm performing very, very well against these girls. So, yeah, I think these last 5 fights have given me a lot of experience building up to this fight. And I feel great. And I feel great going in. I think I can just go be free, be me, be free, do what I do, and go and chase after that win. Go get after it.
There is nothing like competing free.
There really isn't.
Goodness.
When you get to show,
I was actually talking to the wrestling team about that the other day. When you're free,
yeah, it's the best feeling in the world. Yeah. If I can really get into a good flow state, I believe I can beat anybody in the world.
Well, you look free, you sound free. I love the Jesus take a wheel moment. I've heard that before, so I'm gonna use that down the road. Good luck. Looking forward to seeing you fight on Saturday. That's gonna be fun. Lauren Murphy joining us here on set. Dean Thomas now with the young man who is fighting Saturday night on just 3 days' notice.
And now I'm standing with none other than Cody Brundage. Now, you got the call to fight 3 days ago. What was that like getting that phone call?
It was awesome, man. I was in the middle of practice, and I saw in our team group chat, it was like, hey, somebody needs to get Cody on the phone right now. I called my manager. He's like, hey, can you make weight? I said, yeah. He's like, I'll call you back in 20 minutes. And then, I ended up here. It's best call anyone can get. This is everyone's dream to make it to the UFC, and I'm ecstatic to be here.
How do you mentally prepare for that, knowing that you got, just 3 days really to make your debut in a big with fans back and everything?
I think it's great. You know, I was preparing to fight October 5th on Contender Series anyway, so I've been in camp. I'm in shape. You know, my weight was good, and getting to fight on UFC 266 with fans is just kind of like icing on top. You know, I'm really excited. I feel like I do better in short notice fights. You don't have so much time to analyze every little thing that's going on, and so I just had to focus on making weight and doing what I needed to do, and I was able to do that. I'm just ready to compete now.
Now, you recently just had a baby daughter, and you talked about your why. I've always found that the why, the one who has the biggest why, can typically perform better. How important is it for you in that why with your family and your baby daughter?
Yeah, it's been crazy this month. You know, my family, my wife and I, we moved out to Colorado. We're super far away from family, and like you said, we just had a daughter 7 months ago. This month, we actually got some pretty devastating news. She has a very rare gene mutation, and so we've been trying to work through that. It's a lot of bad news, a lot of downs. So getting this call has just been, you know, something my family's really needed. Getting some good news, and it is motivating. Like going to fight the kid on Saturday seems like the easiest thing in the world compared to everything else I have going on at home.
Well, best of luck to you on Saturday. I wish you good health, and for your daughter and for your family, best of luck. And I'll see you soon.
Appreciate you.
All right. Back to you guys.
Thinking about the Brundage family, I can't imagine how difficult that is to go through with a young child. But we talked to Lauren Murphy about feeling free and fighting free, and he's coming in on 3 days' notice. But with what he's dealing with in life, to be able to come here, you heard him say, this is like the easiest thing to do for him mentally.
I mean, when you have situations like that and you're at home, you know, with your children, that puts everything into perspective. And there's a freedom in that as well. That, you know, at the end of the day, these fights are important. They're awesome. But it's also just a form of entertainment, and real life happens outside the octagon. He's got a lot he's dealing with, but he's in a very good state of mind. He's taken this fight 3 days' notice. His coach, Mark, gave the blessing, you know, for Krause to step in because Mark wasn't able to be here, so James Krause will be cornering him. Our teams are sort of, you know, sister teams, so we have the same system. It's a good setup. I think he was supposed to be on Contender in 2 weeks, so he's been in good shape. I'm excited to see him fight.
Yeah, that's always good. When you've got a fight on the horizon, you're in shape. And I just really want to give a big shout out to Chris Daukaus, who's a Philly cop coming in here. He's about to take a leave of absence. I think he's really going to try to focus on this heavyweight career, and he's got a great partner in Shamil Abdurrahimov, because this is a guy who's a veteran in the game. He's been out for a while, but he's a dangerous opponent. And if Chris can go out there and use the hands the way he's capable of, it could be a very exciting fight. Avoid the takedowns, keep it on feet, and he's got to use that speed to his advantage in this one. Shout out to Philly, DC.
Yeah, shout out to Philly. I mean, Ben Simmons, go to work, man. Go to work, Ben Simmons.
Bye-bye, Ben Simmons.
Guys, I want to talk about Dan Hooker and Nasrat Haqparast. I mean, we're talking Haqparast. These guys are traveling in here yesterday, right? We're talking about two very talented fighters. You want to talk about a fighter, talk about Dan Hooker. Just get me someone to compete with. Forget that he's not ranked. But not only does he get a guy to compete with, he gets a real good one to compete with, because Nasrat is a beast. And this fight is going to be fantastic. It's going to be fun.
Okay, that's fantastic. It's going to be good. But you know what's going to be even better than that is Merab Dvalishvili versus Marlon Moraes. That is a fantastic bout to cap off the prelims. I mean, the 12-pack of Moraes, we saw that on full display. He is hungry, guys, to get back in there and make another round a title in this insanely deep bantamweight division. But Merab Dvalishvili, I pity anyone who has to fight that guy. I mean, what an insane wrestling style. We know what he brings to the octagon. That's going to be a great one.
Yeah, lost his first 2 UFC fights, and then he's ripped off 6 wins in a row since then. RJ back with us on set. A couple of pay-per-view weigh-in shows ago, we sent you out with a microphone. You had people make fun of us.
Yeah.
I understand somebody's handed you a microphone again.
Yeah, can you believe these guys?
Great.
Someone's going to get fired. The belt looks really good on that side of the desk.
Doesn't
I don't know, DC, if you
shiny.
want to do the left side. Yeah. But yeah, I was at the press conference yesterday, and I stole a microphone and a cameraman, and this is what we did. Hey guys, stage manager RJ back here again. I have once again stolen a camera and a microphone, and I'm at the UFC 266 press conference. So follow along, we'll talk to some people, and hopefully get in trouble. Who's winning, Nick Diaz or Robbie Lawler? You heard it's unanimous. Robbie Lawler, how old were you when they first fought 17 years ago?
I was actually 4 years old.
Were you still waiting in the bed?
I was waiting in the bed.
Are you still waiting in the bed now?
I got Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega by submission. I think he's gonna come with it. And plus he's got Tracy Cortez in his corner. Shout out to Tracy Cortez.
My name's Agustin Diaz. I'm from Sadio, California, 619.
Let me guess, huge Robbie Lawler fan.
No.
Matt, I'm really glad you won that fight, but I'm not impressed by your performance. I look forward to seeing you in your next octagon.
George, what are you doing here? What the guy's interviewing? That was incredible.
Max Holloway should have the belt, but I think that...
Oh, so you thought Volkanovski's a fraud as a champion? You think he shouldn't have the belt at all?
For sure, Max has the belt.
I think like 20 years to go by and Diaz could break out the fight right here at the Park Theater and he'll still whip ass, so it doesn't really matter.
So how'd you hurt your leg? Kick someone's ass?
Jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Valentina Shevchenko, Laura Murphy. Laura Murphy had a chance. All right, I feel like I took the temperature of the fans here. I'm gonna make sure I go get a seat before that press conference room fills up because I don't know if Nick Diaz is gonna show up. I gotta see in real life.
All right, how many takes on that tag on the end of that piece? No
Oh,
way.
yeah, one hit wonder. Yeah,
No way.
He's an absolute pro.
He's a professional.
One hit
And there he goes. We'll have more with RJ in just a minute. Dean, what's up, bro?
What's happening? I'm back.
I mean, just as handsome as ever.
Yeah.
Handsome.
You know what I'm saying? Turtleneck, you know.
There's a turtleneck under there.
Yeah, trying to do my thing.
Does it ever make you uncomfortable how obsessed DD is with handsome people?
No, you know, because he's a handsome man himself. Game recognized game. So that's my man right there.
Can we go back to the weigh-in show? Can we have somebody step to the scale? Jordinho Rosenstrike, Senko.
Oh my gosh, he has been one of the most exciting additions to the heavyweight division over the past couple of years. He's got phenomenal kickboxing. I think his kickboxing record is like 78-1 with 64 knockouts. And he's pretty much done the same thing here in the UFC. All 6 of his wins are by knockout. And he's only lost to the champ in the interim champ. He's got crazy
official
power.
weight for Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
So much fun to watch this guy.
And how about his kickboxing number? 76-8-1.
Yeah.
As a kickboxer.
Wild.
And here comes the former welterweight champion of the world, Robbie Lawler, the ruthless one. Now, weight change doesn't matter. Remember back to Strikeforce, Robbie fought Melvin Manoff at 185. He fought many times at 185 and fought tremendously, knocked out Manoff. Now, it's a different fight because you don't know the state of Nick Diaz.
The official
what you
weight
do
for
know is
Robbie
every time that
Lawler.
Robert Glenn Lawler steps into the octagon, he will give you 110% of himself and try to knock you out. I mean, dude has been in some of the greatest fights we've ever seen in the octagon. Remember Rory McDonald fight? He's spitting blood, and Rory finally just goes, enough is enough. Rory just like, he just fell out. He's like, you know what, man? Enough is enough. This dude's, he's a robot.
Yeah.
We
crazy.
only have one guy left to weigh in. It's Curtis Blades. He's a heavyweight. He's going to make weight. He's going to be just fine there. So everybody make weight on the card. UFC 266, almost fully locked in officially. So looking forward to that. In terms of Diaz-Lawler fight, both are men of few words. However, you recently sat down with Robbie Lawler for Dean's Diaries. First plug, you've been on the set 5 minutes.
Dean's Diaries, check that out.
Yeah, and he talked to you. You got something out of Robbie Lawler. What'd you learn?
So I learned that Robbie is an extremely private guy. He's a family man, though. So, like, when it comes to his family, that's really what he's, really what he takes pride in, is just being around his family, being around his kid. And he loves to fight. Robbie Lawler loves to fight. And I think that's what he's carrying into this fight with him, is that passion and that love to go out there and do damage and break another human being's face. And he told me, listen, I'm relaxed now. I'm having fun. I can't wait to get in there and fight Nick Diaz.
It was 2,430 days ago, 209 months, 17 years since their last fight. I mean, this was unbelievable that we're looking at this again 17 years after the fact. Can you take anything for this first fight?
Man, there's not much you can take because, especially if Nick facing Robbie. Robbie does not fight in that same reckless fashion. You see when he gets hit back then, he just went crazy, and that played right into Nick Diaz's hands where he can counter with that right hook and put him down. But I think the one thing we can take from this is I do expect it to be similar in the regard of how these guys are going to go at it. Both of them are not going to take a backward step. Nick's got to put a pace on him if he wants to win this fight, and we're going to see what kind of Nick Diaz shows up. I mean, that's really what's going to matter in this. We have no idea. The way he's talking, it can all sound crazy, but that's Nick.
Yeah,
he says some offbeat things. He just says what's on his mind in that moment. But when he steps foot
who was there at the first fight.
Wow.
And there now.
Unless you're counting.
He wants the cardio to be the difference. But Robbie Lawler has long been involved in those exact type of fights.
We talk about martial artists, competitors, athletes, and fighters. And Nick Diaz is squarely in the category of being a fighter. And to me, that means he's less likely to have those moments of ring rust. But that interview that he had with ESPN, when he sat down and he talked to Brett Okamoto, when I watched that, it made me feel a certain way. It made me want to go give him a hug. And I'm not being, not talking down on him when I say that. Like it touched me in a certain way to hear him talk about falling out of love with the game and like the doubts and the fears and like, who set this up and why am I here and I shouldn't be doing this fight. And I know that Nick says a lot of those things. It's common for him to have that negative talk. But I think normally the defense mechanism he uses is anger. And he gets mad, he shoves cameras, he slaps people around. And he has less of that now, so we're seeing more of this honesty come out. And I just wonder how you can come into a fight verbalizing not being in love with fighting and having resentment toward the sport.
Well, I mean, what people don't understand is the fluctuation of emotions that fighters go through. Like, it's like every day it's I love the game, I love it, and then you hear something from somebody, and it's like, I hate it. Then it's, I love it, I hate it, I love it, I hate it. And especially fight week when you're cutting weight, which is why I think Nick was like, you know what, I don't want to cut the weight, because like when you start depleting yourself of calories, you're really hating the game. And he's probably thinking, I don't want to be here anyway, why am I going to cut weight? So like he goes through these emotions, everybody goes through them as a fighter. People don't understand it. But this is something, and it's even go back like to early childhood trauma stuff. So like people's got to really understand that what Nick Diaz is going through is a serious issue. But he's got to be able to deal with that. He's going to fight on Saturday, and that's one of the ways he deals with it.
Yeah, and every single athlete goes through their own kind of crazy emotional roller coaster to get there to fight night. And GSP even talked about it last night, where the only thing he hated about mixed martial arts was the actual fight, making that walk. I mean, that locker room, when we're in the back, the amount of things that go through your mind right before you walk, why am I doing this? We all say those same things. It's just Nick decided, you know what? I'm just going to say it. And Cowboy Cerrone's another guy who's always kind of said those same things, that he's puking in trash cans. He can't seem to get his legs to throw kicks the way he wants them. It's chaos. It's not natural. Normally when a fight breaks out, you say something to me, we're in a bar, blah, 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 we have a fight.
Fast.
But prep it for months on end to think about one person over and over again and then have to walk in front of thousands of people, get up on a platform and fight, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think everybody goes through it, right? I think Nick is just the only one to verbalize it. So I don't know if maybe I'm giving him too much credit, because I don't see the weight as an issue. I don't see the words, because there were many times where I want to say the exact same thing. It takes so much. The sport takes so much from you, but you gain, but the thing that you miss, the birthdays, the families, you can't replace those things. And I think Nick just says it. So I think that's just him, and he's so authentic. That's why people are drawn to him. But I don't think he's going through a mental crisis, because if your defense mechanism is to be one of the best martial artists in the world, you're okay, right? You're okay. Yeah. That's a defense mechanism to say it, but then when he goes in there, he'll do his thing. So we all go through it. He just says it publicly.
Well, it's interesting because during fighter meetings before the zombie fight, Brian Ortega talked about how much he appreciated listening to Cowboy Cerrone talk about the nerves, talk about the love-hate relationship with the sport. It's unlike any other athlete in the world. I've covered the NFL for a long, long time, and a lot of these guys, especially as they get later in their career, have a similar love-hate relationship with the sport. They just don't want to go out there and bang heads and practice every day. They want to be able to live life a little bit. Now, nobody has the love-hate relationship with the Raiders right now here in Las Vegas, because they're playing great. Defensive end Max Crosby, RJ's a huge Raiders fan, caught up with Brendan yesterday. He wanted to be on the show today, but they have meetings, they have practice, they have to get ready. They're trying to go 3-0. Here's Brendan with Max.
Dan, thanks very much. Thrilled to be joined by the monster on the Raiders defense, Max Crosby. Max, how are you, man? Pleasure to join you.
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you guys for having me on.
Hey, how about 2-0 start for the Raiders, right? And we talk about MMA math, right? If this guy beats this guy, then he can beat this guy. You guys beat the Ravens, who beat the Chiefs, and you beat the Steelers, beat the Bills. Raiders, best team in the AFC, no question about it, man.
Yeah, according to your math, you might have a point. So we'll see. You know, we just got to keep going one game at a time.
What I really want to know, Max, is your rookie year in Oakland, right? Then last year, no fans when you make the move to Las Vegas. But that Monday night game against Baltimore, man, to be in front of a Vegas crowd, the new home city of the team, what was that like?
The environment was indescribable. You know, we really got to see, you know, how Vegas is going to be. You know, going to the hockey games and things of that nature, you got to kind of get a glimpse of it. But in a stadium with 60 to 70,000 people, you know, that place was going nuts.
Yeah, man. And you had that Bruce Buffer UFC flavor. at the top of the night. So that was certainly a cool part of it. Raiders, Dolphins come up this weekend. But at first, let's talk about the UFC, Max. You're a UFC super fan. What got you into the UFC?
Yeah, I got to give credit to my dad, my older brother. I started watching when I was a little kid, watching Ultimate Fighter. It's kind of crazy. I was watching Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz. I seen Nate Diaz when he was on the Ultimate Fighter when he was younger. So I've just been such a big fan from such a young age. And, I've continued it with my friends and my friend groups. And we literally watch every single fight. And me and my girlfriend, we're locked in and watching all the fights together.
Man, that's awesome. And you got to show off that shirt. You got your arms crossed, but you mentioned Nate Diaz, right, being the fan. Give it to us, right? Nick Diaz Army, my man, on what a weekend to be wearing that shirt. What do you think of the return of Nick Diaz this weekend?
Yeah, I'm nervous. Me and my brother and a couple of my buddies have been going back and forth and debating on how he's going to look. And, for me, I'm honestly nervous. We'll see. It's been 6 years. You don't know what to expect. But I've learned one thing over the last 10, 15 years about the Diazes. You can never count them out. So I got my money, on Nick, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him do his thing.
There you go, man. Now, I expect the curfew to allow you to not go to the event this week. What's the curfew situation here on a Saturday night? The event's going to get over by 10 o'clock. Are you venturing down to T-Mobile Arena this weekend?
I wish, but, I'm locked in. We got a big game Sunday. I'm definitely going to be watching in the hotel, and, I'm super excited.
Well, we can't mess with John Gruden because you don't want his face to get too red at you. When it comes to going to a live event, though, I understand you went to the Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier rematch or trilogy this past summer. What's your favorite part of being up close and personal with the Octagon?
For me, it's kind of crazy. My whole life, I've always been like, when it comes to football and basketball, I've always been the person that likes to watch it on TV because I've always played the sports and I can really see it up close and on TV. Like, I could really just lay back, watch my games and everything like that. But UFC, ever since I've gone to my first UFC event, it was a Francis Ngannou versus Alistair Overeem when Francis knocked him out of the uppercut, and I got to see that live in person. And fighting is just different. Like, I've been to so many fights, and really being in that atmosphere and in that environment, there's nothing like it. So when it comes to fights, I love going and seeing them in person for sure.
Hey, man, we got to get you in for a UFC Apex event, too. You ever need tickets, if it's the bye week or whatever, you hit me up, Max. You slide into the DMs. We'll get you into the Apex. But you're no stranger because I understand that NFL Films went with you and you met up with Dana and you toured the UFC headquarters, the Apex, and all that good stuff. What was that like?
It was incredible. When they came to me, with the whole proposal, they're like, yeah, man, you get to meet Dana White. And they're just casually telling me this. I'm like, what? I'm 100% doing that. And they got it all locked up. So, I got to give a big shout out to the UFC and Dana White and the Raiders, for getting that set up. And the whole day was incredible. I got to spend, 3 to 4 hours, with Dana and the whole crew. I got to, really see everything and just talk. And it was an awesome experience. And, it's something I definitely appreciated.
Man, that's fantastic. Look for that because the cameras were following you around. So that's awesome. Where are you putting Dana on the defensive line? Because, you'll see Dana, right? He's in the gym. His arms are getting bigger by the day. Where are you putting him on the D-line?
Yeah, I don't know. See, I don't know if I'm going to put him on the D-line, but I think he could definitely be a solid, middle linebacker.
There we go. Okay.
Type of guy.
Yeah. Not big enough to put his hand in the ground like you, right? But good support.
Yeah, not yet. He's got a little bit of work to do.
All right, we'll get him in there. All right, any predictions for Saturday night before we get you out of here, Max?
I'm definitely rolling with Nick Diaz. I think Nick is gonna get the win. I think it's tough, but I think Brian Ortega, after seeing his last fight, I think he's gonna pull off the upset and get the win against Volkanovski. And Shevchenko, you can't bet against her. So with those 3 big fights, that's what I'm taking.
Hey, man. Well, the UFC is certainly happy that the Raiders are in town. And, Max, we're happy to have you as a huge fan and hope to run into you at an event pretty soon. But thanks for spending a few minutes on a game weekend. Good luck against Miami this Sunday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
Because, you can't get
All right, we're back. Thank you. That was always fun to see Max Crosby, UFC super fan. It's football season, so he's not going to be able to be here, but that'll be cool to see. Alexander Volkanovski, if you guys have not seen, loves to put these cooking videos on Instagram. I want to show you one of him making some steaks. I can't hear anything. Something happened to my IFB. I can't hear. What's going on?
Salt, pepper, olive oil. Then we're
Yeah,
gonna
I can't hear
prepare
anything, guys.
Shish kebabs. We're gonna have onion, capsicum, tomato, and
hear
zucchini.
anything.
Cut the
We're gonna be
zucchini
going
like that.
blind.
Looks pretty all made. I'm proud of them zucchinis. Look at them. Then get your stupid little bowl. That's right. Olive oil from your stupid little bowl. Lemon pepper, paprika. Then your room temperature steak. We're gonna cook it. That's right. Get it flaming hot. Char each side about 2-3 minutes each side. Once that's done, you're gonna let it rest. Room temperature and then let it rest. You know I'm always telling you about that. Then you're gonna get a good char on these shish kebabs. And then, hey, guess what? Get them off, get them plated. They look good, nice, colourful shish kebabs. Vegan option, there you go. Chips, I ain't vegan, but man, these taste good. And that steak, let me tell you about that steak. That was soft, juicy. Oh, mate, very proud of that steak. How, yeah. Get that in your gob, give them a result. What is it? Thumbs up, beautiful.
Six is getting closer by the moment to that main card and those two title fights. The return of Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler. We're going to talk about those three-pack right here. We're also going to get their best bets on the main card coming up. But let's start with this main event, right? Featherweight title is on the line. Volkanovski is your favorite. What do you think of the odds, Yanni?
Well, Volkanovski's been the picture of consistency throughout his UFC career and, more importantly, as a champion. And he just comes off a fight where he was about a -200 favorite in a rematch against Max Holloway. And the metrics on the Volkanovski side are as impressive as you can possibly get. But he's facing an Ortega that's coming off ultimately his best performance against Korean Zombie, because the market had him as a +180 dog against Zombie. And now he's a smaller underdog versus the champ. It's a great example of just how quickly market perception's going to change.
Yeah, there's a lot to do with that. It's kind of been a roller coaster ride for Ortega because he lost that Holloway fight, and I think his stock dropped. Then he bounces back with a great win over one of the best featherweights in the world in Korean Zombie, and his stock rises again. So it's been kind of, like I said, a bumpy ride. But I like the upside with Ortega because we consistently see him getting better fight by fight. And on the other side of it, what you're saying with Volkanovski, he's been great, but I don't see a lot of growth for him. I mean, he's at the top of the line, top of the food chain right now. I don't expect him to get much better. But with Ortega, I expect a lot of improvements along the way.
All right, tough to quantify, right? Because Brian Ortega fought Max Holloway for the title in December of 2018. Since then, he's only fought once. And since the rematch with Max, Volkanovski has not fought. So a long layoff for each of these guys as they make their return in the main event. 22-1 record for Volkanovski, 15-1 for Brian Ortega. Should be a great one. Co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko, just another day at the office, Nick. She's -1,500. This is something that is normal for her as she looks to defend her flyweight title again. How do you approach a fight like this when Valentina, again, is such a big favorite?
It's so hard. I mean, honestly, Murphy's been great as an underdog her last few fights, but at some point, and this is the point, you got to kind of back away and get off it. Shevchenko, in my opinion, is pound for pound the best female fighter on the planet. No disrespect, Nunes, you're right there as well. But for me, I think she's just great, and she's a level above everybody in the division. So it's very difficult to lay -1,500. I'm not suggesting that. But at the same time, on the other side of it, I wouldn't take that dog price either. So for me, you got to stay away from it.
Just a complete stay away. Yanni, your thoughts?
Well, this is the sports books defending themselves against Valentina Shevchenko. Because over her last 5 fights, she opened around a -700 favorite average and closed around a -1,500 favorite average. So bettors had that margin to turn profit on even that big of a favorite. Bookmaker said, let's close that margin down. Let's open her at about -1,000, -1,100, move her up to -1,500, where the break-even's close to 95%, and there's almost no margin. So they're letting you bet Shevchenko, but they're not letting you make any money off her.
Right.
That's the problem.
And then a lot of parlays, right? Cross-sport football parlays, throw in Shevchenko. We see a lot of that. Lauren Murphy, some people are going to be sprinkling on her. And then also maybe props, right, Yanni? Valentina by decision, because Lauren Murphy's never been finished.
Exactly. She's as tough as they come, and she's not in this spot by accident. And we're looking at it on paper. Obviously, the -1,500 favorite's always going to look better as far as the metrics and the stats go. But with all that said, Lauren Murphy isn't here by accident. She's cashed 4 of her last 5 as an underdog, and she's a durable girl.
Right.
And again, it's a weight class where historically judges get involved more times than not. So a plus money on the Shevchenko by decision looks appealing.
All right, how about Nick Diaz? He is returning the first time in almost 7 years. He takes on Robbie Lawler, rematch 17 years in the making. We're never going to see that again in this sport. What do you think? This line's been all over the place. Diaz was +210. He was a coin flip. Now he's climbing back more higher plus money on Diaz.
I'm a bettor, but I get to watch this one as a fan, and here's why. I'm comfortable with a bit of uncertainty, knowing there's a lot of randomness involved in outcomes, but I'm not that comfortable with so much uncertainty. And what I mean is, both these guys haven't fought in a while. the latest analytics differ from the career analytics, so it's tough to weigh it. But more importantly, this line changed so drastically, and I have to conclude whether it's on signal or noise. Do those videos, do those interviews matter? Do they mean anything? So personally, I'm just going to enjoy it as a fan.
There has been a lot of noise. This isn't a hard fight from the beginning, right? It's been very just questionable on what you're going to see and what you can predict or what you're going to see as far as analytics go, because Diaz has been out for so long. So there was a lot of question marks already coming into this fight. And now with Brett Okamoto's interview and everybody kind of watching that and the UFC video, the social media they put out as well, a lot of people are questioning Diaz if he's ready to go or not, right? But let's backtrack a little bit. We've never seen Nick or Nate Diaz out of shape. I mean, they run triathlons. I understand he's a little bit heavier. He wanted this fight at 185, but I still believe his cardio is going to be there. And as far as not wanting to fight or maybe having that hesitation, he's always like that. Look back historically. He says it. I mean, he loves the sport, but at the same time, when it comes to fighting, that's not his favorite thing to do. That doesn't mean he's not going to be successful at it, because he's had a lot of success in his career, and he's got to where he's at right now. So I would kind of watch out for that noise. It's not always going to be as clear as you think it is. So be careful on this fight. Very difficult to bet.
All right, a lot of buzz surrounding that fight. Very quickly, gentlemen, we're running out of time. Best bet on the main card. Yanni, what are you going with?
I got to unload on Alexander the Great at anything less than a 2-1 favorite, because he's been the picture of consistency. And like I said with Ortega, coming off that fight with Korean Zombie, where the data is just opposite of what we've seen. Through 6 UFC fights, he's connected on 32% of his strikes. In that one, he connected on 62%. That's 1 fight versus 6. That's where the difficulty comes in. I like the consistency on the Volkanovski side.
For me, I'm going to take Cynthia Calvillo over Jessica Andrade. I understand the credentials that Andrade has, but I just think the price is just too high. The disrespect Calvillo is getting is ridiculous. So I would take a stab definitely at the plus money Calvillo. I think she gets it done. I think she could possibly finish Andrade along the way.
Gonna be a great Saturday night. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Our final fighter to weigh in today happened just a few moments ago. Heavyweight Curtis Razor Blades, only 3 losses in his career. Francis Ngannou twice, and Derek Lewis.
Curtis Blades is a guy that many thought
261, the official weight for Curtis Blades.
by this point would already have held the UFC championship, right? Because of his ability to wrestle, control guys, his pace, and his body type. But he's ran into some problems. If he gets it right against Jairzinho, he'll be very close again.
All right, so we showed you the video of Alex Volkanovski cooking some steaks. We had a couple little issues, so we're back now. Everything is functioning properly. We're not going to have a contest cooking steaks. We're not going to bring a grill in here and burn the studio down in the Apex.
And because I would have won. We knew that I would have won.
And she probably would have won. She's from Kansas City. She lives on a ranch. She raises cattle. She knows how to grill steaks. What we are going to do is we are going to make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Now, everybody makes them a little bit differently. We're going to have a judge. The judge is going to be John Anik, who is a peanut butter and jelly aficionado.
Oh.
Okay.
DC is going to start. Anik, not here, not listening. It's going to be a blind taste test, so he can't see the process here. But the process will start with the former champ, Daniel Cormier. And it looks pretty simple over there.
Yeah,
I don't know if this sandwich is going to win, DC.
Well, here's the problem. You got to go classic. You start overthinking it, you're going to ruin it. First thing, got to get a great bread. You know, this is the bread that I used to feed the Gilroy wrestling team after weigh-in.
It's the vessel. It's the vessel.
It's a fantastic bread. And so as I open the bread here, get it ready to go. I should have done this before. Not great TV. Now, here's where the issue arises for a lot of people. They start to mix the peanut butter and the jelly on the bread. It's all clunky and uneven. So what I do is I take a bowl.
Oh, my goodness.
I take a bowl, guys.
Premix?
And I mix the peanut butter and jelly. So I get an even parts peanut butter, even parts jelly. So I take my spoon, put the peanut butter on the bread.
I don't know, man.
It's soupy.
Look at that. They actually sell that in a bottle.
Yeah. If you guys have ever had,
that's probably what he's doing right now.
If you guys have ever had an Uncrustable, they are fantastic.
They are, but that's not what you're making.
These are how they're made.
That's uneatable.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Dangerous.
Right here. Now I take this.
Oh, and it's just a messy knife. He's gonna
cut it
Oh, yeah.
little.
No.
Nope.
Oh.
All right, listen,
All right.
Okay.
listen.
Senko's up.
Get out of there.
Let me present this thing. I'll
I
present
like the
this.
stack. I do like the stack.
Can you
DC.
not
That's
hear them
classy
in our
move.
ears saying, DC, hurry up.
All right,
DC,
I
hurry
got it
up.
done. Well,
I like it.
It's a good
Get
sandwich.
this atrocity.
Let me have this. Let me
out
have
of the
this,
way.
RJ. I'm going to make one for myself.
Okay, listen. As a
No,
mom,
no. You need to exit stage
As
left.
a mom,
You cannot share
I
camera
make
time with
a
her.
lot of peanut butter
trying to
and
make
jelly
another one.
sandwiches,
Goodness.
okay? And here is the secret. The secret is that you need to use butter on the bread.
Kerrygold,
before you-
strong choice.
Kerrygold, okay? Not regular butter, Kerrygold.
butter?
This is the king of all
Dude,
butters.
that's crazy. This is crazy.
It's not refrigerated. I did request stick at room temperature. This is not a stick, but close enough.
Oh, this
Wow,
is such
on
a
white bread,
is
this
such
could
a
be
flyover
sabotage.
state maneuver.
It spreads differently. Wish I had my stick at room
Look at
temperature
that. Look
like
at
I
that. See?
requested.
See the clunkiness, Helly? Helly, you see the clunkiness?
Yeah, you're right.
You see the clunkiness
Yeah,
of the
but-
butter?
but butter-
It's not
It's bad.
funky.
It's butter on peanut butter.
It seals.
John is
I'm trying to move
lactose
here, guys.
intolerant,
It
so I don't know
seals
if this is
the
going to be a
bread.
winner.
Is he really?
No, I have no idea.
Hey.
I'm just.
Oh, that's
Try
a
it,
lot
try
of
it.
butter.
I'm
You
gonna
want some
scrape-
bread to
No,
try?
Jesus.
Tell me if it's solid.
I'm
Just
going
tell
to
me if it's
scrape
solid.
some of it off. You have to get it on all
Actually,
of the
pretty
surfaces.
good.
I mean, your husband's a fit guy.
I
There's
know.
no
Certainly
way
peanut
he's
butter and
eating
jelly is
that
good.
Classic.
I mean,
I
what
can
am
see why you'd want to do that for
here?
wrestling teams and just kind of get up.
Your husband's a fit guy. Yeah, Paul, get over here. You need
Yeah, I got.
Laura,
this needs
I mean,
I have watched more Food Network than any of you could ever possibly
Well, I've
imagine
made a lot of peanut butter
during
and
my
jelly
weight
sandwiches.
cuts. So
Maybe all natural. You can start
Say.
as I finish.
I
This is
agree.
bad.
I went
I don't know that.
with a different choice of bread here, and I'm regretting it now that I'm looking at it in hindsight. But
What kind of bread
right.
is it, Paul?
it's brioche. Okay, so I want a little egginess in there. You know, I want
Delicious,
a little
sure.
bite to it. I want some chew. I went with a classic, just Jif, super smooth and easy to use. Because, like DC said, I don't want to overthink the
yeah,
peanut butter
like
here.
with butter.
I want to keep it pretty
You don't know what you're missing.
simple.
I'll try it.
And I like to be a little bit particular here.
Are you using strawberry?
I'm going to use strawberry
See, I'm a
jam
grape,
slash preserve.
I'm a grape girl.
And this is my jam. Get it?
All right, Dean's coming up now
I did
too.
my John
Hey,
Anthony
come
last
on,
night.
right here.
All
Dean.
right,
I
here
got
we
some
go.
confidence in you a little bit.
Yeah. Let me just move it.
I
All
do.
right.
Oh wow! Look at this
I had
plate
to-
of goodies.
Dean.
This is too much.
Is that?
Can I get a
Is that what
plate?
I think
Can I get
it
a plate?
Is that what I think it is?
Oh, my fault, my fault. I got a plate. It is what you think it is. It's all about. Yeah, it's all about the proportion. See, you guys don't realize, but you got to go triple decker. You need three pieces.
Gosh.
3 pieces of bread. All right.
Oh, that's insanity.
Yeah.
You have to cover all of
Yes.
the surfaces.
You got to get jelly with
All
every
the
bit.
way to the edge.
That belt is leaving, Laura. This is the longest peanut butter and jelly I've ever seen anybody make in my
Art.
life, Laura
It's
Seiko.
art. It's art. And then the precision cuts.
Oh, are you gonna uncrust it?
No, she will not uncrust it. Oh, that's
Oh,
that.
thing, though.
That's wasted. That's
Yeah.
wasted.
This is what's called the 10-minute PB&J.
Yeah, and this is what's called really messing
You
up a
can't
peanut butter and
rush
jelly.
art.
Huh? I mean, hell yeah. I
Oh
mean,
my
come on.
goodness, I'm going to die before I
I'm
get a
surprised
chance.
nobody puts peanut butter on both sides of the bread so the jelly
It's what
doesn't
the
go.
butter's
Peanut
for.
butter, the peanut butter can be a little overpowering at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can.
Agreed. Yeah. It's,
So that's why you want to have even parts.
I need
right?
a
know it
serrated
might
knife.
swat. It's
Yeah,
about taste.
This is good.
It's about taste, not about.
yeah.
Look.
Proportions is huge. Can I get into the main event?
Yeah, I mean,
little
please,
bit while
can
they're-
we?
while they're-
All right.
While they're still trying to make PB&J.
What did you glean from having both of
Need a
those
fresh
guys on
plate.
set?
Both are confident.
wanna make myself
They're both
one while I'm
confident.
here.
Now, here's another thing. Brian Ortega on the scale
He's not gonna
looked
eat
to be in much worse shape in terms of the weight cut
All right, I'm done.
than Volkanovski. Volkanovski seemed to be himself, whereas Brian, he was drawn out, and it was very apparent the difference in energy between the two. Right? Volk was going off. He was shadow boxing. He was answering the questions. The energy level was way up. Ortega was more reserved. Now that's him normally, right? He's a normally pretty reserved guy, but when you're on title shot number 2 against a different champion, you understand the pressures that come with that.
All right, so you guys are done? We've locked up the PB&Js. They're all so different. Is Anik is coming in. He is our PB&J specialist.
Oh, here we go. Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Why is there Kerrygold Irish butter? Oh,
Well,
no.
that's a good
Is
sign
there any
for us.
Vegemite here?
There's
No
no
Vegemite.
All right. I thought I was going to be blindfolded,
I think you're
but this
safe.
is good. All right. So these are the 4.
Correct.
And somebody did a double-decker. They didn't even cut it. I'm going to put the microphone down for a second.
Okay.
All right,
The
so-
voice has to have his PB&J cut.
Oh, my. Is there chocolate in there?
Yeah, do you don't eat chocolate?
Well, I have a lactose issue, so I'll take a small bite of the Nutella one, but I can't. This
So
might.
I wasn't wrong then when I said that.
It's very dangerous.
Do we? We're on. Are we cussing on this show or not?
Sure.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Exactly. I know.
We got any water, Rob?
Yeah, come on, let him
Somebody
cleanse
give
his
him a little
palate.
water. Let him cleanse his palate.
Can I get a napkin while you're at it?
Wow.
It's good.
We can't give away whose is whose.
Thank you, Randall. All right, so I'm not going to belabor this. That's delicious. I've never had Nutella in my life. That's really good, but that is not. I mean, that is not your prototypical peanut butter and jelly. Overflowing. I mean, you certainly aren't making that for a young child. All right, that was number 3. This is number 4. It looks like strawberry and peanut butter. Maybe some brioche bread here. I noticed nobody went with wheat bread, by the way, which is what I use. So I thought Felder for sure was going wheat bread. Fucking love PB&J, by the way. I mean,
not a bad job
when
to
Zach
have,
asked
right?
me to have this job, I was like, dude, I fucking ate one today. All right. Yeah, I mean, you know, number 4 is pretty standard. That's the strawberry preserves that we use at home. So, all right, moving on now. This is scintillating television. All right, so that grape jelly ain't great for whatever reason. Sorry to disappoint number 1. That was not. You know what? For the benefit of the doubt, we'll do another bite here.
Oh, 2 bites now. Okay.
I'm gonna look fat on
Unfair.
that ceremonial weighing stage here. All right, thanks, man. Oh man, that one's got fucking butter on it.
He spit it out. He spit it out.
All right. Number 1, spinning the wheel. Who puts butter on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Okay, we want to go 3rd, 2nd, 1st in that order.
Paulie, I'm traumatized right now. I mean, I can't even give number 2 a fair shake because number 1 had fucking butter on it. Sorry for the language. All right.
3, 2, 1.
All right, 3rd place is number 2.
That's mine.
Daniel. All right, what's your jelly of choice?
So it's grape jelly, but it's mixed before you put it into the bread to get an evenness towards the peanut butter and jelly.
Okay. All right, and the runner-up is actually going to be number 4. So Paul Felder with the Nutella.
No.
Nope.
Oh, is it Dan Helly?
Who? What?
Dean Thomas.
Nutella's-
What about
Dean Thomas?
I cannot even believe it. The best bite.
Give me the belt. Give me the belt.
He's been saying
Give me
it
the
all
belt.
day.
I told y'all.
I'm stunned, Laura. I mean, I never thought the Nutella one would win, but that was the best bite of PB&J. And Sanko, you know how much I love you, but so Burke eats butter on his peanut butter and jelly
Bro,
sandwich?
I tried
Now
to tell her.
listen,
Annick, we tried to tell her.
They gave me the wrong. Apologies. They gave me the wrong butter, so it was a little
No,
hard.
it was Kerrygold.
It
You
was
put that
Kerrygold,
whole
but it's
thing
hard
in
to get it
Kerrygold.
thin. You seal the bread so that the jelly doesn't make
Can
the
I
bread
taste
watery.
the Kerrygold one?
Yeah, Paul, give it a fair shake. You
It's
like
terrible. Could
I'm
I
a
have
butter
mine?
fan, but
butter on a PB&J.
there's a lot of butter
Spit
there.
it out. There was a lot of butter.
I did.
She
I had to spit
slathered
it
the
out.
butter on
Spit
it.
it
You want
for
to? You can spin it for me, Sophie.
No, you
I
spin it
trust
for you.
I trust you.
You spin it.
Oh my
Go
I'll
ahead.
let John
A lot of
spin it. You
butter.
wanna spin
John,
it?
I would
spin the
love
wheel
to spin
for
the
him.
wheel.
Jesus take the lead.
Oh, yeah,
sing
she's
a
singing.
song.
I'm sorry.
We should have to. We already sang a song.
We already sang a song.
I think we can spin it.
Spin
again.
it again.
What does that say?
Don't be scared, homie.
Don't be scared, homie.
What does that mean?
Okay, so for every time you say anything, you have to end it with "Don't be scared, homie" for the rest of the show.
Oh, that's great.
Everything you say, you have to
Everything?
tag it with "Don't be scared, homie."
Try it.
Every
butter?
sentence
No, it's not
or
the butter.
every
That one.
thought?
Every
one.
thought,
Every thought.
John.
as you finish your paragraph.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks
Thanks,
you guys.
John.
I've never heard so many F-bombs on live television.
know,
in a
wow.
I know.
5-second span.
I can
Eastern
say now.
Boston.
I know if I want to like haze my kids, I just throw a little Kerrygold butter on their
Listen,
peanut butter and
don't-
jelly sandwich. That is
Don't be scared.
revolting. I
Try
love
it.
you.
Don't be scared.
That is
Classic
revolting.
PB&J, I
Don't be
promise you.
scared.
I can't eat it before we do rapid fire.
Oh.
Did you have it,
Okay.
Paul?
Well, give it to me. I want it.
Okay.
I think I agree with you that if you had
it needs less butter.
You need less, yeah.
I couldn't like get the butter thin enough. Okay.
All right, guys, little rapid fire.
Oh my god.
Do you still have peanut butter stuck in your teeth? I know. DC does. All right, rapid fire. Fast questions, fast answers. Who benefited more from being the top 29 coach, Volkanovski or Ortega? Senko, go.
I think Alex Volkanovski benefited more. Don't be scared, homie. I mean, I feel like he's someone that the fans didn't necessarily know, in depth, and you got to really kind of see his character, how good of a coach he is, and yeah, I feel like Alex. Don't be scared, homie.
Okay, you got it. Good job.
Alex Volkanovski, for sure. I mean, his team loves him. He showed what personality he had, and he came off great.
I'm going to go Brian Ortega because he kind of got this weird rap and almost the bad guy image, but I think it's just going to ultimately help him. He got to put himself out there, market himself even more, and hype up this title fight.
Both. They both gained. It was absolutely what they needed to build this fight. It's too friendly before.
All right, they both gained. True or false, ring rust will be a factor in Volkanovski Ortega, and if yes, who does it impact more?
In Volkanovski Ortega, ring rust?
Yes.
I do not think it will be a factor. Don't be scared, homie.
I agree. It's not going to be a factor. I think both of them have fought recently enough.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
What do you mean? Not do it?
Yeah, you shouldn't do it.
I'm
Shouldn't
doing
do
my
what?
job.
Say, don't be scared, homie?
I'm doing my job.
Don't do it.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be a factor, no. I think they're both experienced enough and talented enough that that's not going to be too big of an issue.
Too much experience at the highest level. They will both be fine.
I think you're right. All right, fact or fiction, Ortega 2.0 is a real thing.
Fact. I mean, we saw that in the zombie fight. Don't be scared, homie. He's fantastic. I think he's going to make even more evolutions this time out, and he's going to really impress us. Don't be scared, homie.
I'm leaning towards fact, but I'm going to say fiction for right now because we don't know. I think that Korean Zombie gave him the opportunity to look that great. So we don't really know, but if it is a 2.0, it's something to deal with.
Yeah, I'll say fiction just because we'll find out after this fight. You can't just have one stellar performance and then be 2.0. He's on his way to showing us that he is better, but we'll see on Saturday night.
I agree with the boys. I think that he showed improvement. He was better, but it was a style that was kind of tailored for this new improvement and showcase of his skills. We'll see tomorrow. If you can do that against Volkanovski with his movement,
then you're 2.0
it's real.
For sure.
What about the biggest X factor in the main event, Volkanovski's wrestling or Ortega striking?
I think the biggest X factor is going to be, do I have to pick between those two things? Don't be scared, homie?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the rapid fire question.
All right, Ortega's jiu-jitsu for me, because I think that that's going to prevent Alex from engaging in certain situations, although he says he's not scared. So don't be scared, homie.
You kind of took that question, twisted it, but okay.
No, I think that Ortega's striking is going to be the bigger X factor.
Oh, sorry.
Because if Volkanovski is able to get off on him and start hurting him, then it's a wrap. But I don't think that Brian Ortega's jiu-jitsu is going to come into play.
Yeah, I'm going to say Ortega's striking will be the X factor that can really determine how this is going to play off. Because if he can look like he did against Korean Zombie out there against somebody like Volkanovski, that's going to be a big game changer in that fight.
His striking has to be able to stay at the level of what Alex does. If he can't keep up, he will get overwhelmed as he did in the Holloway fight. So Volkanovski's striking has to hold up. That's the biggest key.
All right, buy or sell. Even if they never fight again, Shevchenko can surpass Amanda Nunes as the greatest all-time at some point if she continues this stellar run in the division.
Buy. I mean, I think she's a long way there, and there's a big question mark about who won that second fight, so that's kind of hanging out there. But if she continues to run through this division, which it looks like she's planning on staying here and just continuing to dominate at 125, I mean, Katie barred the door, and don't be scared, homie.
So, if you look at the level of opposition that Amanda Nunes did that to, I mean, she knocked out greats, not just like regular girls on the way up.
Right.
There's no one who's going to surpass Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, so I completely agree with Dean that is the biggest factor there is the competition that she has fought and in multiple weight classes. I think no matter what she can do, Amanda will always just be a bit ahead.
Amanda stands on the mountaintop by herself, right? Because she beat every single athlete that was an athlete in the division to get that. Then she goes up and beats Cyborg. So her resume is too strong. Nothing Valentino will do. Sell.
With a win, Nick Diaz is one of the best comeback stories in UFC history.
Is this buy or sell?
True or false?
Okay. I'm going to say false for now because this fight would be fantastic. It would be an amazing win, but I would want to see more from him before I call it like a true comeback story. If he makes a run at the title, absolutely, I would do that. I mean, don't be scared, homie.
No, not at all. You know what? And not to take anything away from Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler's a great fighter, but he's not coming back and beating Leon Edwards. Let's be real about this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, him beating Robbie is a good comeback, but not the greatest comeback story ever.
Robbie's a legend. He's a great, but he's obviously in the twilight of his career. Go ahead, Felder.
You want me to answer?
Yeah, no. I want you to go. And I was a bridge. I was going like this. I was getting to you.
I'm going to say true. It's one of the greatest comeback stories because Nick Diaz, the Nick Diaz Army, Nate Diaz, just everything about that 209 aura that these guys bring. For him to come back after this many years off, to be in this position, to get himself this 5-round fight when it's not a title fight, that's a big comeback story to me.
Yeah, for me, same as Paul. I mean, it's been so long. Nobody does that. We see NFL players where they're going a year and they're not a shell of themselves.
Right.
5.5 years. I'm buying that, man. Biggest comeback.
Yeah. Sitting out a year like Le'Veon Bell and then come back a little different than 5.5
years.
It's different.
Yeah, for sure.
So speaking of time in between fights, over under on Nick's next fight, 15 months.
I'm saying under. I think if he goes out there and performs, he's going to want to stay busy. So, I mean, listen. He said it best. Don't be scared, homie.
We're not going to make you do it the rest of the show, just this segment. You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think over. I think that if he wins this fight, he's going to want Usman, and he's going to hold out until he gets Usman. And they're never going to give him Usman if he wins this fight.
Yeah, I think under. I think no matter what he does, if he has an enjoyable experience, and we'll see, because he's been talking a whole lot about how it's not been enjoyable so far. But he said at the press conference that if he goes out there and gets beat up, he's going to want to get back in there even sooner. But he still made it clear that he kind of wants to get back in here so that this doesn't ever happen again, where he's feeling all these feelings to this extreme.
I'm betting the under because it's going to be a competitive fight, and he has said that he'll come back, but under the terms that Paul said. If he gets beat up, he'll be back. He wins, he may go off and just hang out for a couple years. But if he loses, he'll be back.
All right. Speaking of that fight, so much attention surrounding this one. A closer look at Diaz Lawler.
Yo, what time?
I came from a really, hard town.
My brother was getting into gang fights and fights on the street. I got stabbed, but
can't wait.
Or
even right now, better in short notice.
He stepped.
Having.
But you're no stranger.
100% doing that, and they got it all locked up. And
his arms are getting bigger by the. There we go. Okay.
Guy.
Yeah. For Saturday night, before we get you out of here, Max.
But I think Brian Ortega, after seeing his last fight.
Soon, but thanks for spending
a
his arms are getting bigger by
UFC and Dana White. Yeah, man, you get
the Apex and all that good. The DMs will get you
going and seeing them in person. Like it was a friend on TV. It's been
summer. What's your favorite part of being up close and personal with the Octagon event, though? Go to the event this week. What's the give it
and me and
my Nick Diaz arm.
He hit me with a nice shot, but I've been doing this for a long time, fighting. It's all about evolution and trying to get better, and that's what I've been doing my whole career.
You talk about born to fight, the evolution of Robbie Lawler, who won the UFC welterweight championship back in 2014, twice.
That's what I've been doing my whole career.
You talk about born to fight, the evolution of Robbie Lawler, who won the UFC welterweight championship back in 2014.
I went on my path. He went on his path.
Diaz makes history with his third successful Strikeforce welterweight title defense.
Now we're crossing paths again.
This is everybody's dream. Diaz makes history with his third successful Strikeforce welterweight title defense.
Now we're crossing paths.
I'm actually way more of a dangerous fighter than I was when I fought him the first time.
When Nick Diaz smells blood like this, he swarms vicious hooks to the body.
He's a guy who goes out there and tries to put on a show, doesn't show his opponent any respect. So it's going to be nice to go out there and knock him out.
Oh, he's hurt bad. Big bombs by Robbie Lawler.
He's going to have to dig deep to catch me with a shot. I don't really see much that this guy can do to me.
I expect a hell of a fight. Two guys going out there ready to put on a show for the fans, and I can't wait to go in there and do some damage.
I want to go out there and beat Robbie again. At the end of the day, it's just business, and I'm ready to do my job.
Boy. I mean, you guys can't stop eating peanut butter and jelly.
I'm ready to do my job. At the end of the day, it's just business, and I'm ready to do my job.
'2000s hip hop, please.
Oh,
there
yeah.
we go.
Look at D.
You know what I was doing? You know what I was doing, D? I was being great, baby.
I
was out there being great.
I heard stories about
D,
you.
I was
about
out there being great.
I heard.
My first Olympic team right there. You know,
I
back
heard.
in 2004.
That is greatness.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
That was before the peanut butter and Nutella.
You look all oiled up.
Those photo shoots down in South Florida, man.
Dang.
They don't mess around.
Dang.
Oh, who's next?
Who do we got next?
We're still looking at D.
Oh, they done turned it off.
They're getting it ready.
They done turned it off.
Oh, yeah. Back in my Orlando
Look
days.
at this dude right
Was it
here.
the Orange Bowl?
Is that a double
It's my guy
buttoned up on
Stretch.
the jacket?
Yeah, he put both buttons. Look at him.
Yeah, he got both
People
buttons.
were living a little different back then.
Yeah.
A few more wrinkles and crow's
gosh.
feet these days. Oh, I can't wait to see Feldman.
Helly, you were decent looking, Helly. You were
be
decent
bad.
looking.
Yeah, I
Why
lost
are you
it all.
saying that in the past tense?
Lost it all. Look at
You
that.
were decent looking, Helly. Back in the day, you were decent looking, dog.
Let's throw Felder's up there, or Sanko's. Oh, Sanko's.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
I gotta
Let's
see
see
this.
Laura Sanko.
Oh, yeah.
There
a little,
I am.
little before and after.
Bad.
We all go through a goth phase.
Whoa.
Oh, you went through one, all right.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Dean, Laura walk into the party, you drop kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
I know.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh! This boy look like Boy George.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Felder, what were you doing?
It was a play, man.
Do you really want to hurt me?
Oh, my God. Where's RJ?
You know who else was big in 2004?
Who?
Tell me.
Nicolas Cage. Why is that important?
What?
Take a gander.
Okay.
So we talked to some fans, but with the return of Nick Diaz, I was very curious to know, because it's been so long since he's fought, do fans really remember him? He's one of the most quotable fighters in all of mixed martial arts. So I thought we'd play a game. Who said it? Nick or Nick? Well, Baby Q, it's not exactly Mai Tais and Yahtzee out here, but let's do it.
Nick Diaz. Nick Cage.
You idiot!
Muay Thai, yeah, I don't know.
If you're getting paid more than me, I'm definitely more excited about this ass whooping I'm gonna put down on you.
Nicolas Cage. You're gonna throw me off or something.
If I have a girlfriend, I don't bring her to flaunt her. She doesn't reap the benefits of me being famous.
That's Nick Diaz for sure.
Oh, you got it! Congratulations. Some things are true, whether you believe she doesn't reap the benefits of me being famous.
That's Nick Diaz for sure.
Oh, you got it! Congratulations. Where's my card? Did you like him in that movie?
Yeah, I did.
It doesn't matter how far you run, there are some demons you just can't escape.
That's gotta be Nicolas Cage.
Bam! Extra points if you can guess the movie.
Ooh. I'm gonna say Ghost Rider.
101 Dalmatians. It isn't lying. You just tell them what you did right, and you leave out the rest.
Nicolas Cage.
Nailed it! Look at that great shot of him.
No, not really.
So I took the responsibility very seriously, trying to make sure these fans know about Nick Diaz. He's been gone a long time. There's one thing I learned. We got to see Nick Diaz fight more, and people got to educate themselves. Watch some Nicolas Cage movies. He's been in a lot.
He looks
That hair is
That
brutal.
hair is rough.
You guys ready for a little 2004 trivia?
Let's do it.
All right.
Whiteboards are out.
I lost already.
Okay, let's go.
Question number 1. Who was the president in 2004? The president of the United States of America in 2004 was. All right. Let's flip them. Bush, Bush, Bush. You are correct. George W. Bush.
I love that you put a question mark there, though.
Our president in 2004. All right, the #1 movie in 2004. I'm going to give you a hint here.
Okay.
It was an animated movie, and Mike Myers was in it. Animated movie, Mike Myers was in it. #1 movie in 2004 was.
What, D, not yet.
All right, flip them. Yeah, Felder, watch your. That was good.
I stole that
Got
completely from
Shrek.
No, we definitely get the point.
If
I
he
was
flips
like,
his board.
dude, that's on Dean's. That's on Dean. Like,
Thanks,
come on.
DZ. I was with you.
So are we giving him the point for that?
Dean, we would be in
I
the
thought-
lead now.
Well,
Hey, Dean, you got to be more protective.
I try to hook DC up.
I don't think Senko cheats.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 3. Who won the most individual medals at the Olympics with 8 in 2004? With 8, the hint is he was an American. This one's pretty easy. All right, flip him. Oh,
Oh, I thought you said he wasn't American.
no, that's not what I said.
Was and
You
Yeah, I
said
got it.
American.
It was Phil.
Jamaican. All right, DC, the only one to
got
get it
Phil?
wrong. Okay, let's talk music. What song had the most runs at #1 on the Billboard list? Naming the artist is 1 point. You get 2 for the song. The hint here, Lil Jon and Ludacris are featured on the song. Okay? Name the artist, 1 point, 2 for the song. #1 song on the Billboard list.
Oh my God.
Junior year in college at the club
Uh-oh.
is paying off.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Everybody, turn them around.
Oh my
Thor
God.
got them all.
How in the
Usher.
world?
Yeah.
Or at
guessing
the
that.
club
Yeah.
is paying off.
I got
All right.
yeah.
Who won the
Dean got
Super
yeah.
Bowl?
Dante. Yeah, he got you.
Yeah, he got,
I got yeah.
Okay, okay. So he gets 1, right?
Lawrence
Actually, he
Crushers
gets 2 for the song. Or just 1.
No,
one
no,
apiece.
no.
I got you. 1. 1 each. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh my God.
Let's talk football, guys. Super Bowl champion in 2004 was, hint, it was an AFC team. An AFC team. This should be pretty easy for you guys.
I got it.
All right, everybody flip him. Dean, you done? Pats, Cowboys, wrong team. Cowboys are in the NFC.
Hey, Paul, stop cheating off my stuff, man.
I swear I didn't
I
look at
swear
that
to God
one.
you did
Swear
that,
to God
dog.
I didn't.
Okay,
Cheating ass Paul Felder,
we're gonna
man.
test your
AFC
knowledge.
got me.
2004, gas price in 2004, the closest win, so we're only handing out 1 point.
Oh God.
No
I don't
Price is
know.
Right rules, right? You can go over. You just have to be the closest.
What was the gas
price in 04?
2000?
Nationally or in Kansas City?
See, that's the issue.
We'll go.
yeah.
We'll go national. The national average in 2004.
Okay. Wait. Look, she's look.
Can I change it?
Look, no. Look
Of
what
course
she's
you
doing.
can.
No.
I was with Kansas City money. Well, we're pretty close.
All right, Senko still wins.
Oh my God.
Senko still
bro.
wins. The answer was
$2.
188.
She
188.
was 1 under me.
All right, what famous social media platform launched in 2004, guys? What social media platform launched
This is
in
crazy.
2004? Everybody done?
Yep.
Dean? Flip it.
Oh, it
We got
is
Facebook all the way around? Yeah, Twitter was a little later, bro. Like much later. Like probably almost a decade later.
You
Okay.
taking this test?
Close enough.
Just trying to help you. What was the most popular show on TV? 2004, most popular show. I'm going to give you a hint. It was on Fox. It was a competition show.
Oh. I know.
Actually had a great run. This show for like 10 years was a monster.
On Fox?
It was on Fox. Competition
Fox.
show. All right. We're giving you 3, 2, 1. Let's flip them. Hell's Kitchen. What? Fear Factor. Survivor.
She's still writing.
I can't write that.
American Idol.
Oh.
American Idol.
Did we all get it wrong at least?
Yeah, we all got it wrong.
We all
Yeah.
missed it. Okay, Sean Penn won Best Actor at the Oscars. What movie was Sean Penn in?
He knows this. Felder knows this, obviously.
I don't, but I'm going to say one that I think.
Sean Penn won Best Actor at the Oscars for what movie? All right, let's flip them. Of course, Felder got it. The actor.
I had no idea.
Mr. Griffith, anybody else get it?
I didn't even write anything.
Okay.
I mean, this is crazy. I'm like, this will be my last show.
Question number 10.
This will be the last time I do this. It's like,
Okay, the last blank, we're inserting a car name here. The last blank came off the assembly line at the Lansing Car Assembly Plant in Michigan, thus ending 106 years of this automotive brand. So it's a brand of car that they stopped making in 2004. A really popular American car, obviously, because it was manufactured in Michigan. Stopped making them in 04.
I mean,
Grandma
I
had
don't even know how to spell this.
This?
That was close. Let's flip them. Close, no cigar. Close, no cigar. Oldsmobile is the right
Ooh, I can't believe I guessed
I
that.
thought it was a Pontiac.
Do we have?
But isn't a Pontiac an Oldsmobile?
It is a Pontiac Oldsmobile.
Isn't it crazy?
Congratulations
How
to Laura Sanko.
Almost every single show, and I like you, so I don't even mean to rub this in your face. It's your belt. I'm still rubbing it in DC's face.
How close?
I had it in the family for a little bit.
How close was the rest of us? What was the points there? Do we even know?
I'm gonna need DC to spin the wheel.
Oh, Laura
You did
had
so
10. The winner
poorly.
had 10.
So poorly.
4 for last place. Dean had 5.
Yeah.
You finished second.
All right, I'll
with
take
6.
second.
DC.
Hey, big
Wheel,
fella.
wheel.
You got to spin the wheel.
Wheel.
The wheel of misfortune.
I can spin it for you if you want me to.
No, let's let DC's close. He can do it. I like him dialing up his own pain here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Cinnamon.
Yes.
What is this?
Yes, the cinnamon challenge.
Oh, I just cursed. I'm good, right?
You're fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, like, I don't know if I'm going to do that.
Came out like the broadcast.
Like, I'm not going to do that.
Why?
I'm not putting cinnamon in my mouth.
Why?
No, I'm not. This is so I'm not doing that. Actually, and I would never put that much cinnamon.
Oh,
in my
yeah.
mouth.
You're not doing it. I'll do it for you. Open up.
You'll do it for me?
Open up.
No, well, you're not putting
do it.
cinnamon in my mouth.
will
It tastes
never-
delicious.
No,
will
you can
never-
eat the cinnamon
DC.
for me.
Pretend like it's on toast.
DC, I'll
No.
take one for the team if you want.
You'll take it, Dean?
Yeah, I'll take
Oh,
it.
There you go,
I'll take
Dean.
one for
That's
the
my
team.
brother. Hey.
That's my brother right there. You know what I'm saying?
See, brother, that's
Dean
my
doing
brother,
it?
Dean Thomas, right there.
That
Like,
is.
No, go ahead. Give me the whole thing. That's my brother.
I got it. Now I'll do it.
I can't believe how soft you are.
I'm a champion. I'm a champion.
No, I think,
Clearly
I just
you're
think,
not.
I think you're not a good loser.
God, this
Clearly.
There's nothing even on there. Oh, God.
Oh, that's never.
That's not even fun.
That's
That's not even fun. It's in the spirit of the game.
That's good. Cinnamon's good for you.
It's not
though.
there.
All right. Well, someone has to end the show doing
Yeah.
it correctly.
Well, I did it correctly.
No,
What did I do wrong?
No, you chased it.
can't.
You chased it.
You
Like
just
it's a
swallowed
Malibu
it.
and pineapple and you're a high school girl.
RJ finishing strong.
That's a man right there.
I love
That is a man.
All right, UFC 266.
All backwash.
The weigh-in show's in the book. Ceremonial weigh-in, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, on
good
all
for your
UFC
champion.
channels.
You're the champion.
For RJ, for DC,
You're the champion.
for Felder,
Thank you for saying
for
it.
Dean,
Thank
for
you.
Sanko. I'm Dan Helly.
Laura.
Big fights coming up tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the show, everybody. Can't wait to watch. We'll see you in the next weigh-in show.
Oh, my God.